Good morning, everybody. Bob Dylan, Shelter Me from the Storm. I was catching up on some movies this past weekend. I saw St. Vincent, the Bill Murray movie. Have you seen that one yet, Jimmy?
No. As I've said in the past, I'm not a big Bill Murray fan. People really hated me for that, but I watched a little Lost in Translation this weekend. I'm just not a big Bill Murray fan.
I like Lost in Translation. He's made a bunch of really strange movies over the last bunch of years, but this St. Vincent is a really good movie. I think you would enjoy it. And the final scene, the movie's pretty much over, and then Bill Murray goes outside, and he's smoking a cigarette, and he's playing with a hose, and he's sitting on a beach chair, and he's got headphones on, and he's trying to sing along to that song, Bob Dylan, Shelter Me from the Storm. So there you go. That's why we picked that one today. Erik saw the movie, right, Erik?
Yeah, it was a great movie.
You liked St. Vincent?
Yeah, the big scene in the auditorium at the end really got you.
Yeah, it gave you a little teary eyeballs. If you're a human being, it gives you a little moisture in your eyes. But he was not nominated for an Oscar in that movie? I thought it was a great performance.
No.
No?
I don't believe so, no.
Oh, that's
just a Golden Globe.
Why? Because they do comedy, you were telling me?
Yeah, they have a comedy category, so there's more chance for people to get nominated.
Did he win or no?
No.
Who beat him? It doesn't matter, Sam.
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter.
It's nice just to cover all our bases.
I know, it just doesn't matter in the end. Who gives a fuck who beat him in the Golden Globes for a comedy award? Actually, I do care. You care too, right?
I'm just more curious.
Let's find out real fast.
TV series. Michael Keaton, Birdman.
Birdman?
Which, I don't know how that's a comedy or musical.
How is that a comedy?
Why don't they just have a comedy category? Why is that so hard?
Right, exactly. Like just pure comedies. I mean, St. Vincent had some comedy, but that's a pretty heavy movie in general.
But that shows you how they view fucking funny things.
Right.
Like, it doesn't even deserve a category at the Oscars. Like, it's not Oscar worthy to,
Did anyone go to the movies over the weekend?
No, literally no one.
No?
I don't think so.
You mean no one? It was a
no one in
box
the United
office?
States, yeah.
Vince Vaughn's movie didn't do well.
Well, and we were called out on that on the old Twitter, and I had to admit to it and say, yep, you're right.
What?
They said, well, now we know why Vince Vaughn called the show.
Of course. We always know that whenever there's an A-list celebrity calling the show or coming in, like they normally are never here, that's always because they know that they have one they really got to push.
Yeah, they know they got a bomb-a-roo, and they want to just push people to the theaters. But we did not see the movie ahead of time, so I could sit here and say, hey, I didn't know how bad this movie was actually going to be. Supposedly, it's horrendous.
And to be fair, probably would have been in 11th place without us.
What was it in now? 9th?
10th, yeah. It ended the weekend in 10th place.
What movies opened up that...
Well, Chappie was number one.
Chappie?
But it was number one, but it was number one, and it made like $13 million or something. It was a terrible number one number.
What is Chappie about?
It's the guy who did District 9's movie.
Oh, okay.
It's about like robot cops, and Dee Antwoord's in it.
That sounds like it could be a good movie, no?
Everybody's saying it's not.
Robot
Cop sounds terrible.
It's like terrible.
That sounds awful.
But one becomes self-aware. It's like
why wouldn't it?
Short circuit.
I'm good for it. I'm tired of robots. Fucking robots in the future.
You know what?
Stop!
You don't like when they become self-aware?
No, I don't. I'm tired. We get it. They're all going to become self-aware. Oh, no. They've turned on us. We got it. How come they never become self-aware and just think that we're great? They become self-aware and they realize that people need more support.
But if you talk to the robot people, the people that study this, they're very scared of the technology and then where it's heading.
It's terrifying.
It's terrifying. That's what they say.
It is.
Who talked about it? That guy. He's been in here. He's a bore. He's the guy.
Sam Roberts?
I was about to say Jim Norton.
Kurzweil, right?
You saw that one coming?
Yes. I was going to beat you to it, and I decided not to, and it's a regret.
The Singularity guy.
Yeah, Ray Kurzweil.
He was in here, and his documentary, which... Wow, it was slow.
Yeah.
He had a lot of great things to say, but wow, was it a slow documentary. But he talks to the robot people, and they're terrified of that technology and where it's heading to.
Yeah.
So maybe robots will become aware. So maybe we should all watch Chappie.
I mean, people are saying, I was very excited about Chappie because I like the director and I like the people that are in it, but People are just saying it's not a good movie.
Unfinished Business in 10th place.
10th.
It made $4.8 million. That's good.
No, it's not.
That's terrific. I would love to make a movie that makes almost $5 million.
$35 million budget, I think, though.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but even a bad movie makes its money back.
Overseas and video,
God, on demand and all that shit, they'll make their money back or break even anyway.
We haven't added in the foreign.
The foreign?
Yeah, it made 2.6 million foreign.
Nice.
So
That's pretty bad.
terrible.
That's pretty bad.
And an advertising budget, you got to factor that in. They probably spend millions on advertising.
Well, they say that a lot of times, like
Not as much on radio, though. That's probably why they do radio, to save some money on advertising, too.
they probably spend half the budget on advertising.
You know,
And they've been all over TV with this movie too.
Oh, they have?
The
Okay.
trailers for this movie are on every show.
So that's the only reason we got Vince Vaughn?
I mean, I don't know if that's he might have just wanted to talk to
He's
you guys.
a good guy, though, and we know a lot of the same people. He was fine on the phone, but we knew why he was calling.
Yeah.
We had no doubt.
He was up here for his last movie too.
Yeah.
The movie where he had like 1,000 kids because he was a sperm donor.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I auditioned for that one.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Were you going to be one of the kids?
No. It was, I don't remember, someone on the I think there was a softball team or baseball team in it. It's something to do with that. I don't
Yeah.
remember. I just don't remember. I never saw the movie.
You're
Well,
probably going to be one of his friends.
Oh, maybe.
So what?
I didn't get it.
You didn't?
You didn't get the part?
I didn't.
It's okay. Probably the same number of people saw you in the movie
Oh, okay.
as would have.
Really?
Didn't do so great.
Oh, no.
But that concept sounded like it could fly. But they have to have some more morality in it and all that
yeah.
shit. And why wouldn't you just do the movie and fuck that morality crap?
I have a good ending for a comedy that I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought of it the other day as I saw some comedy and there was a happy ending, like the ending that you want. And I'm like, no, that's not a good comedy ending.
No.
No, I decided on a better one.
And?
I'll tell you when I shoot the movie.
Okay.
Why don't you bring it up then?
Just because it tied in what we were talking about morality. I figured I would just throw out a little teaser.
Oh, get people excited about the upcoming release.
Yeah, the upcoming project, which I'm going to begin writing someday.
Nice. Okay. All right. Okay, then. So it was a horrible weekend for movies, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, the Will Smith movie came in second place with $10 million.
Focus?
Yeah,
What's that about?
I don't know. It's only made $34 million over 2 weeks.
I didn't even know he had a movie out.
I did not know either.
It's not doing well.
That's $35 million in 2 weeks. That's nice, right?
It's a $50 million budget.
Yeah, but we all know now if movies come out around this time of year, they're all the ones that they're just kind of burying.
Like,
The ones they really give a fuck about, they release near summer and the fall and near Christmas.
Kingsman.
This is the dead zone for movies.
Is it?
Yeah.
Kingsman is still doing well, and that's a good movie.
What is it about?
It's like it's about a secret group of spies, but it's good. It's funny. It's action. There's anal sex jokes. It's good.
Who's in it?
Colin Firth.
Colin Firth. He was supposed to come in to promote that.
He was there. Him and Samuel Jackson did a town hall.
Samuel
Or
L.
EW.
Jackson.
But we were asked if we want Colin Firth. We said yes.
They were just curious.
They have to ask us first before they go to them.
Oh.
And then we say yes, and they go, who? And they go, okay, we thought so.
Oh, okay.
Michael Caine's in it.
I like him. He's British.
He's
Yeah.
still
Guy who
alive.
has nothing to add. He's British.
Michael Caine. Wow.
And Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. We had him once, right?
No.
I don't know. I talked to him at a convention, I think.
No, we had Mark Hamill on once. He was cool. He was actually a nice guy, whatever. Anyway, how was everyone's weekend then if they weren't watching movies?
I had a delightful weekend.
Yes, you did.
I did. I had a wonderful weekend.
Would you like to talk about your wonderful weekend?
There's not much to say, really. I mean, it was all the highlight of it was certainly Saturday.
What happened on Saturday?
Just went to a dinner party.
Yeah, you went to Erock's house.
Did.
Usually you don't go after the invite.
Well, I'm usually away. Like Erock's wedding I missed because I was gone, and the last thing he had, I was gone. But I knew I was in town for this. So I was like, what better way to spend a Saturday night? And I listed 400 better ways to spend a Saturday night, but I just had to go see the fucking kid at his house.
For his birthday.
Yeah, his birthday.
You threw you threw like an old school birthday party for yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Old,
Catered.
old school
bar.
where people come over with presents and everything.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I gave him money.
And flowers.
That's right. I gave him flowers and money.
Pink roses.
Pink roses and money for a sweet boy.
But the way you presented the money could have been done better.
Yeah, I know. I handed him
I turned around to take people's coats, and he pulls my arm. He goes, "Hold on a second," and he digs into his pocket like he's paying me for valeting his car.
It wasn't in a card.
No, I fished out this. I gave him $100. I just this here. Just take it. And I said, no, I'm keeping this. And I just gave it to him. Yeah, it was very thoughtless.
Yeah.
I witnessed it though, Erik. It was very generous.
It was very generous. It was just a odd way to handle that situation.
Well, I just figured here a little something for you, kid. Buy yourself something nice.
Either that, or you thought at the last minute the roses weren't going to cut it.
No, I knew what I had. I was planned.
Where were the pink roses from?
They were from a deli.
They were wrapped in deli paper.
Yes, they were.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It was a good party, though, Erik. Happy birthday. When can we stop saying happy birthday? It's a week old now, I think.
Sure.
All right.
We didn't sing it at the party.
I think we did.
No.
No.
No?
Why not?
Oh, we sang it in here for you.
There was an interruption.
Well, there was at one point an interruption, yeah, but before that, I was already cupcaked out.
Oh.
And just kind of sitting around waiting by that point. And no one sang happy birthday with the Simpsons cake.
No. I kind of nixed that.
Why?
Because I just didn't want to do that.
Did anyone take a picture of the Simpsons cake?
A few people did, yeah.
Very nice. Whole bunch of cupcakes, and then the frosting on top
was a cupcake cake.
Homer Simpson.
Yeah. Everything a sweet boy could want.
Yes, it was wonderful.
And you had quite a turnout.
Yeah, there's about 30 people.
Yeah, it was more than I thought would be there.
30, 31.
30. Yeah, there was maybe some unexpected drop-ins.
Depending on when you're counting.
Yeah, depends on what point you're counting in. Were you happy with everyone who came, Erik?
Not everyone.
What do you mean?
When was the 31st guest invited officially?
It was.
Or when was it? When was it? When was the planning stage for this?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Well, if you heard the pre-show, apparently a couple days prior.
Yeah, that had been brought up days prior.
A couple days prior.
Yes.
I see.
Where is he?
Adrian?
Yeah.
This was Adrian's thing?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
We did egg it on, though.
Yes.
We did egg it on. But, I felt bad. Well, let's bring Adrian in.
He's casually walking down the hall because,
He's not in a good place.
No.
Why?
Because
He'll try to own it, but he probably feels bad.
he does feel bad, and he's been trying very hard to impress, I would say us, but specifically you guys, because he wants to do well by the show.
Right. He has absolutely no feel for this.
His instincts are still a little
instincts.
a little green.
Developing.
They're developing.
Developing, I like that's a positive spin,
Yeah.
yeah.
You have no feel.
Coming along.
They're getting there.
You thought you would impress us with that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh gosh.
I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
when he brought it up,
Right.
and everybody who's in this building that was at that party knew it was going to happen before it happened, and then everybody was giggling.
I did not know it was going to happen until I was there.
That's what I mean. Like,
I heard
like an hour
nothing about
before,
it.
or half an
Yes.
hour, or whatever. And when he said what he had done, everybody was giggling.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think that there's an intoxication when it comes to especially like getting a giggle from Opie and Jim when you're young.
Were you drunk when you showed up there?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so there was also literal intoxication.
Yeah. I had a few cocktails before I got there.
Where were you earlier?
Hoboken, St. Patty's Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tipped a few back.
More than a few, yeah. I would say so. Sam kept making me laugh as soon as I sat down there.
And he got there really late, and 2 hours into the party,
Yeah.
just drunk.
I was waiting for the Uber the surge when it's more expensive to end. And,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How much more was it to take it earlier?
It was like 3.5 times the normal price.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
They really. If I see one place, they really fuck you on the high volume times.
Wait,
Yeah.
what is that about?
I think it was just because
During
it was
prime time, they're allowed to up it that
Really
much?
want
once they get a lot of demands, they just multiply it.
No kidding.
And you'll have to put down, yes, I'm okay with, and you have to enter the percentage that it's multiplied by, so that you can never claim ignorance.
Yeah.
So
But
let's
they're pretty cheap though.
So let's say like a $10 ride is now well over $30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. I didn't know Uber was doing that.
Cab
Spent a
would
lot
fuck
of
you
money
too.
on Uber
Yeah.
this weekend.
Cab fucks you, but not up to that point. It's not 3 times.
No.
Got to fight for my cabbies here in New York. They're getting their asses kicked by Uber.
Yeah, Uber's definitely better.
It's so much more convenient.
Much better.
The guys are always courteous. They're always nice.
They're not happy, though, the cabbies.
No.
You talk to them in New York, they're like, fuck Uber.
Yeah.
Try to get a job with Uber.
Yeah, exactly.
Some have said that.
Yeah.
Some have said exactly that. Like, why am I fucking doing this when I could get much more money with Uber? Driving for Uber.
So Adrian came and said he was going to have Lady Di
As his date.
and I thought it was a very funny idea. I kind of egged it on and
I laughed too.
enjoyed it, and was like, did you get the Uber yet? I was really kind of curious if you got it.
So then you got her an Uber car.
I did, yeah. Yeah.
At his own expense.
Yes. Quite a bit of an expense.
How much was it?
All told, it was around $160.
$160 to have Lady Di go to Erik's birthday party?
And he's making no money. He's
and
like,
then I had
bottom of the totem pole.
I had to get her back too because we had to leave early.
Yeah.
And
how early?
I would say Diana was there for 4 or 5 minutes.
No.
Less?
I would
Way
say 45
less.
seconds.
I was a little drunk, so I don't know.
Way less.
For sure.
She showed up at Erik's. The energy in the entire room fucking went out the window. And she sat down. She had one shrimp that I hope she got food poisoning from.
She didn't like.
Because
she didn't like the shrimp.
she didn't like the one shrimp she had.
She called me and told me twice this weekend, twice on Sunday, and she spoke about it a lot on the ride home.
Well, the shrimp was laying out all day. Not all day, for the whole party. So, the shrimp was lukewarm at best when she grabbed one, tried to say hi to everybody, and then she was out the door probably 30 seconds later.
Very quickly.
I think she was in the house for a total of 2 minutes.
I didn't see her walk in. Erik was showing me something in the living room.
What are you talking?
No, I didn't see when she first walked to the door.
Right, yeah.
She was already sitting down by the time I got in.
Why was
there.
Erik showing you something in the living room?
I wanted to see. He was showing me something, and he has like a cool little TV side room with like red lights in it. So
Jim thought he'd be cute and say, "I'll lure him over here and ask what this is." When he started asking me about how the lights were hung on the ceiling, I went, "This isn't right."
I did like that room though.
You're trying to say he was distracting you?
Yeah, because as soon as he said, "Oh yeah, you could just hang lights on the ceiling," and I went, "All right." That's why I walked out of the room. And
So you think his interest in your house was a ruse?
Yes, it was very much a ruse.
Not very much a ruse. It was half ruse.
So
I was interested in certain things, and the light mistake was literally just a dumb question I asked.
Yeah. So then you went back into the main room where everyone was hanging out, and then what did you see, Erik?
As I walked past some people, and the area cleared so I could see what was going on in there, there was this big mess sitting at the end of my dining room table.
Don't talk about it like that.
Throwing shrimp onto a plate, and I said, "No, this is not happening. You need to leave." And then she just got up.
You were very rude to your guest.
Yes, I was.
And I also believe at one point you struck Adrian.
Yes, he did. Which, that's okay. Did you try that habanero beer I brought you, by the way, Erik?
No, somebody else walked out with it.
Oh, I was going to ask you to bring it back.
Oh, this is him being cute. Look, I'm one of the guys. I'm fitting in finally.
And that's the idea,
Erik.
right?
Yeah, you're just fucking stupid on all levels.
Ooh.
So you were not happy?
No, I was not happy. Not at all. To have that in my house was not a pleasurable experience.
I felt very bad for Lady Di in that moment.
So she was
but I
upset.
kind of understood why. You know, from Erik's point of view, it's like there's been like a lot of rumors that she might have bed bugs. It's like there's a few things I'm like I kind of wouldn't want her in my house either.
Oh my God! There's no one in this room who would want her in their house.
I thought it'd be funny to have her just yapping.
Oh, sure.
Babbling.
Maybe if it was an outdoor party, you could keep her there. But she had no clue that she wasn't even bummed by the whole experience, right?
Oh, she
No,
knew.
she was.
She was.
She was upset.
Why?
She thought that something was up. She thought that somebody had made a joke out of her or something like that she wasn't welcome in the house.
Oh.
Which I told her, I don't know why the party ended early. She went to know if everyone else stuck around after we left.
No one
I
had
told
their
her I didn't
coats
know.
on. She sat down and had a lukewarm shrimp, and then
She did not like that shrimp.
And then Erik told you to get her the fuck out of the house immediately.
Yeah, there wasn't an announcement that the party had ended. There was an announcement that you have to leave.
Yeah.
And then you had to stand out in the freezing cold waiting for your dumb Uber to come back.
Yes. Well, I had him on standby.
How long were you waiting outside for?
For the Uber?
Yeah.
No, he never left after he dropped her off.
Oh, okay.
You knew that there was a possibility that
I had an inkling, yeah.
Yeah.
the joke would be short-lived.
Yes.
The shrimp were not amazing. I did enjoy the party food a lot. Just the shrimp itself, I didn't hear good things about.
I didn't try the shrimp, but Lady Di said it was not
When I
great,
saw that text came in that Lady Di said the shrimp were terrible, it really made me laugh.
Terrible. She had one.
She'd only had time for the one in her defense.
Yeah, in fairness, she probably would have had more. We're giving her opinion.
We should have gave her a whole bunch to take home in the Uber car. A bag of shrimp for Lady Di.
There was this feeling like, because she ended up sitting across from me at that table.
Yeah.
And like I had my face covered the whole time because there was this feeling of this can't be reality. Like this isn't happening. And I'd never been in a room that felt that uncomfortable. Because there were also civilians there. Like there were people who weren't associated with the radio show.
Right.
That were like, what's going on? Who is this person?
No one talked for like 15 minutes after that.
It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it really ruined everything. But I still commend Adrian for doing it. But
It took balls.
E-Rock put the fear of God in Adrian's head, though.
I see why E-Rock would boot her. I really do.
Of course. I'd
do
be
I.
fucking pissed.
I just think it'd be funny to have her yapping and annoying everyone. But then I was thinking like, oh yeah, then the bed bug thing would kind of freak me out.
Yeah, that chair's being cleaned.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you worried about? The main reason you booted her was it the fact that she bed bugs?
No, and that she wasn't supposed to be there. And so that chair is wrapped, sitting in the garage, and is going to be cleaned.
What are you cleaning it from? She didn't do anything on it.
She sat on it.
But what is it you're worried about? Are you worried about bed bugs?
Everything that has built up on her over time
Oh, okay.
is in that chair, probably.
No, she was only there for a couple minutes.
Don't care.
She only had time for the one shrimp.
You wouldn't let her use your bathroom?
No.
Were you worried she would lose her shit in your bathroom, basically?
That thought never came to mind because there was no way she was staying there any longer than when I saw her.
Did she gross you out?
Completely. Yes.
Okay. Were you annoyed at Adrian?
I was furious at Adrian.
Have you gotten over it a little bit, though?
No.
Adrian didn't enjoy the rest of the party either.
I didn't. I had to leave with my date.
Yeah.
You off-booted him. I say Adrian handled it well, though.
Yeah.
I think that Adrian handled that thick, uncomfortable moment as well as anyone.
I mean, I've never seen a room full of people hate somebody so quickly.
Well, you should come to some of my shows.
You think it crossed the line there, E-Rock?
Yeah, especially at the end when he was trying to portray it as like, oh, you think this is my idea, and then saying, okay, blame it on me, it's my fault.
No, my exact words were, it was my idea, blame it all on me. Because you said, who was this?
Your first
who was
line
this?
was, you think I did this? You
No,
think
I said, are you really only mad at me?
No, you didn't. There was other
Yes, I
people
did.
out there in the front, and they all heard you say.
They heard me saying, blame it on me. This is all.
You were
this is
trying
my
to
idea.
portray that this was somebody else's idea, and then went, no, just blame it on me. It's my fault. Blame it on me.
Well, I'm going to go on record right now and say it was my idea. 100%. It was me. So if you're going to blame it on somebody, blame it on me.
We did encourage it, though. Through laughter.
That's correct.
And
Yeah.
through saying, go ahead.
Did you record her on the way home?
I did, yeah.
After she was in the car?
We had a little bit of talk in the
After
the
she
Uber.
was in the party for maybe... How long was she in your house, E-Rock? Seriously. 3 minutes?
I don't know when she got in, but from the second I saw her, less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, so all right, then no more than 2 minutes. Less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Total
Oh,
time
God.
in the
I
house.
mean, yeah, I don't know if it was a full
I think
minute.
you're right.
And then
No, more than a minute.
And then you talked to Lady Di in the Uber car.
Yeah.
All right.
How do you feel about the way you were treated tonight?
Not too good.
Like, what happened?
I was there 5 minutes,
And?
the most. And then they told me, well, the party's over, you gotta go.
Why do you think they did that?
Because the party was over, right?
What?
The party was over.
But why do you think that the party ended right when you got there?
Well, do I look repulsive or something, or what?
Could you pause that and let everyone just enjoy the irony of that question?
Well, I mean, she looked a bit disheveled, sure.
Yeah.
Her hair was a bit greasy, like it hasn't been washed in, I would say, at least a week.
She told me she spent a lot of time getting ready, actually.
There's no way.
She had been excited, like very excited.
She might have
about going to
spent
the
30
party.
seconds getting ready.
I don't think so. What'd you think of the food?
The shrimp was horrible.
She had one shrimp.
Oh, and she was right.
What the fuck?
Sometimes you know.
Does that piss you off, Erik?
Shrimp was horrible.
A bit unsettling, yes.
A bit unsettling.
Did you have any of the shrimp?
I did when we first put it out, yeah.
Was it good then?
It was all right.
Not that great though.
It's not shrimp season, so you deal with what you can get.
What was it? Just frozen shrimp?
No, it was cooked. We picked it up cooked.
Oh, yeah, but sometimes you just buy frozen and let it defrost. No?
No, it's all ready to go.
All right.
What'd you think of the food?
The shrimp was horrible. That's the only thing I had to eat was that stupid shrimp that they had on the table. I thought it was horrible.
No, there was plenty of other food. Kenny's telling me she was in the house less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He was actually keeping track. And there was plenty of food.
There's a lot of food.
In the kitchen and everywhere else, but where she sat down, that was about what was left on the table. It was the shrimp.
She didn't get a chance to explore the household.
No.
I wanted to make her a plate, but then Erik had stopped me.
Troy Kwan?
Very rude of Erik.
Adrian just talked so much shit the day before. Like,
really?
Like shit talking. Like, oh, I'm going to do this. Is this going to be funny? We're like, dude, fucking do it. Then he shows up after dinner is completely finished. Everybody's done. Like, people are starting to get ready to leave. He shows up.
Right.
And then we're like, because everybody was like, dude, he's fucking talking shit. Because he talks a lot of shit.
Right.
He doesn't follow through with what he says he's going to do.
Right.
So he shows up without her, and we're like, and he's like, oh, I'm going to bring some other chick that's going to eat my ass or something. I don't know what the fuck that was about.
Were you saying that?
No, I said I was going to bring a lady who had eaten my ass in the past.
And that never happened, of course.
Or did you? Is that who you brought?
No.
So then he shows up, and we're like, dude, what happened? He's like, oh, she didn't want to come. She didn't want to come. I've been talking to her all day. She didn't want to come. And we're like, what? Then all of a sudden he calls her, and all of a sudden she's ready to come. So it's like he basically was like, I'm going to do this, got cold feet, bailed on it. And then when we called him out, we're like, dude, you're a fucking pussy. You don't follow through with what you say you're going to follow through with.
Right.
I think a lot of it also has to do with I've spent a lot of time with Adrian. He really wants to impress you and Jim.
That's,
Like, he is doing a lot better, by the way.
Yeah.
Than he was. And like that clip you just played. There was a time when you couldn't trust Adrian to cut a clip.
Right.
Now Adrian can cut a clip.
No, we can't.
I mean, that clip was okay.
How hard is it to, record Lady Di in a car after she's been in Erik's house for 2 minutes? Of course it's going to be good.
I'm going to defend Adrian. He got booted out of a party and still had the wherewithal to tape
record
that
it.
monstrosity.
Well, that's true.
We have audio of her saying the shrimp was terrible.
Yeah.
Well, that was funny.
He didn't sulk. He took it like a man. He booted it while all his coworkers watched me get thrown out of a party drunk, and he took that fucking monster with him and then taped her.
Right.
No offense if you're listening, dear.
You got a little more audio from her.
Yeah.
This is it, though? You got 2 lousy 30-second clips from Lady Di after this experience?
She was just repeating herself.
How old is he right now? Erik.
I think he's 40.
Oh, he just turned 40?
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday to him. I'm sorry I didn't say happy birthday, but nobody gave me a chance.
Well, that's not your fault.
Erik, you didn't give her a chance to say happy birthday.
No, I did not.
Look how nice she is. She's all happy. She's not even mad at you for treating your guests rudely.
Well, she thinks that the party was over.
You'd be a very bad Arab. They always are very welcoming to their guests. You're not a good Muslim.
No, I'm not. I'm a poor Muslim.
This is fucked up on so many levels. She's not bothered by it. She was in a house for 2 minutes after being in a car for 20. And she's just all happy on the way home after having one shrimp.
She's always happy though. Like she was just confused.
That's why I don't feel sorry for her because life's a party to her. She doesn't give a fuck.
Give me a chance.
Well, that's not your fault, Diana.
I hope not. Well, tell Erik I said happy birthday anyway.
Oh, what a nice lady.
Did he lose weight or something?
Pause. All right, so I hope you swung by the optometrist.
Shut up.
Guess Adrian wasn't the only one who was intoxicated.
Yeah, exactly.
Lose weight or something?
Who, Erik?
Yeah. There's something different about him. I don't know.
I mean, did you like his look?
Yeah.
If he had asked you to stay, what would you have done?
I would have stayed.
Of course you would have stayed.
She's such a horny lady.
Yeah, she really is.
Yeah.
She wants some of that nagel seed in her mouth and hair.
She did ask me at the end of the ride if I was coming in.
Are you serious?
No. Yeah.
So why don't you just bang her once?
At least get a blowjob.
Not interested.
Well, that would impress me and Jimmy. You come back with a story that you had sex with Lady Di, and then we would listen to you.
Imagine if you had said that. If you're like, look, I made a mistake. I ruined his family birthday party. I probably shouldn't have done that. She invited me into her apartment on our way home, and I went in and got a blowjob from Lady Di.
And here's video of it to prove it.
Yeah. Let me say hi to Pete in Chicago. Pete, what do you got, buddy?
Yes, gentlemen. I'm sitting here and I'm listening to all this little nice fun and banter about fucking Adrian and his little smart-ass fucking attitude. Dude, one, you haven't been there long enough to fucking have the attitude that you have. Two, it's like this little sense of entitlement that these little fuckers got right nowadays. Hey, Erik, what the fuck are you doing, bro? I don't know why you East Coast guys do all this shit back then, but out here in Chicago, man, that motherfucker be busted. His ass be beat the fuck up, bro. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if he works for you. But I don't know why you guys are just letting this shit go on. And Adrian, man, I'm just so fucking pissed off for Erik right now. Erik, why don't you just fucking...
Well, Erik almost... a lot of people were convinced Erik was going to beat the shit out of you right on his front lawn.
Yeah, that's right.
It definitely crossed the line.
I started videoing it because I was like, Eric's going to knock him the fuck out.
It looked really close. You were scared shitless, Adrian.
I just didn't want to get into a fight with Erik in front of his house.
You couldn't get Lady Di out of there fast enough.
I was just trying to get her to move. Let's go defuse
I think Adrian's scared he would have had to beat Erik up on his birthday.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't want to fuck up Erik in front of his house.
Fuck you,
And I like Erik.
If there was a fight, would you win or Erik?
Are you mad at me, Erik?
You would win?
You're an asshole right now.
Why am I an asshole?
You're just being a dick.
How am I being a dick?
For no reason, you're being a dick.
How am I being a dick? Am I supposed to not make comedic remarks because your fucking birthday you're unhappy about? You see how much that hurts?
Yeah.
Hey, can I say something?
Well, hold on. You're mad at me? Well, how would you like me to be right now, Erik? Oh, my God, it was terrible. How would you like me to be?
I get you got to make commentary and stuff for the radio, but through this whole thing here, and then the fact that you were in on it for at least an hour before, ahead of time, and all this shit.
Everybody
pisses me
was.
off.
Everybody was.
No, but you took part in it.
Everybody did.
They found out.
No. Everybody did, Erik. Everybody did.
Everybody at that table knew.
Everyone at the fucking table knew. So don't get
Does
mad
that make
for
it
real.
right, guys?
Huh?
Hold on. I thought it was funny. I felt bad for her. But I am the one who said I got why you threw her out. I probably would have done the same thing. I wouldn't want bed bugs in the house.
You would have, Jimmy, man.
Yeah, I would have thrown her out. I understood why you threw her out.
Yeah, man. She's nasty. She's one of... Hey, bro. Hey, guys. She's one of those fucking old ladies out here in Chicago. Like, man, you wouldn't even attempt to talk to her, let alone fucking invite her to a fucking party that she wasn't invited to. Come on, Adrian. Hey, Adrian, man. Man, I'm literally shaking inside my truck right now.
Get a hold of yourself, sir. You're angrier than Erik.
Relax.
Yeah, man, I am. I mean,
Erik is some reason I'm the one he's mad at in this room.
Yeah. Listen, I understand, but this is what I don't get. You guys hire these fucking guys that have this fucking same kind of Sam attitude. Hey, Sam, I love you, bro, but you're a fucking dick. I mean, you're Erik's fucking best friend, bro. You're one of his best friends?
I wouldn't classify him as best friend.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Where the hell did you get that from?
Yeah. You could co-worker, I would have argued.
Hey, stop.
Yeah, man, but how long have you been? How long have you been his friend there at work, though?
Erik and I have worked together for almost 10 years.
I think there's work relationships around here.
You guys been through with Anthony and all that shit. I mean, when are you gonna stick up? When are you gonna stop fucking doing this shit to fucking Erik? I'm mad for him because bro, Erik, what the fuck, bro? I mean, like, you know, put a boot in someone's ass and you know, stick up for your fucking self, man. I mean, I listen to it. I listen to you guys every day.
Well, dude, he threw him out. I mean, what do you want him to do? He threw him out in less than 2 minutes, and he threw her out.
Fuck, man. I mean, hey, bro, that shit. I just don't understand. If I mean, it's always going to keep fucking happening to Erik, and Erik's just, you know, just taking it. I mean, you must have. I don't know, man. Maybe I just don't have that fucking kind of temperament where I could just take that kind of shit. Cause that's an ass beating, bro. That's an ass beating.
All right, Pete. Thank you, brother.
Erik also tends to build up frustrations in young employees.
Why?
I mean, for the same reason why, you know, me and Travis and Than and Danny hated him in 2005, and Sal, he got on Sal's nerves in 2013, and he got under Troy's skin in 2010.
You know the exact years?
Whenever they were like whenever they came on board,
right?
Yeah,
Erik got him frustrated, and they did that's the cycle. It's whoever the new employee is gets annoyed at Erik and then pulls pranks on him to make himself feel better. Everybody here has done it.
It's just this whole thing was just me and Adrian.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you hadn't, you know, demanded that Adrian do it.
If you hadn't said about the lights in the other room,
yeah,
Erik would be mad at you.
The distraction.
We were literally right there.
I will say it almost stopped before it happened because Erik was outside looking at me while I was walking to the Uber to escort her out of the car.
I saw you stumble down my steps. I figured you were so hammered you were leaving.
No, I would have said bye before I left.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's
nice.
Are you scared of Erik now?
No, I mean, we work together. I'm in a safe environment here. You know. Well, why would I be scared?
Because he's pissed off.
Well, I'm sorry, Erik.
He apologized, dude.
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah, I heard him.
Do you accept his apology?
I do not.
Do you believe his apology?
No.
I'm sorry.
Good.
All right.
Fuck yourself.
So we're good?
Nope.
Should Jim apologize? Who should apologize?
He can apologize all he wants. Doesn't mean I'm going to accept it, and doesn't mean it fixes anything.
Who's that, Jim or Adrian?
Adrian.
Oh.
What if I get like coffee or lunch for you?
No.
That's cool. Yeah, you already spent $100. You want to spend another $160?
Get him something with the Simpsons on it.
That's fair.
Anything else, Troy Kwan?
Yeah, it was a good
about
party.
this Adrian kid.
I mean, you know, he's a little bit of a goofball. You know what I mean? He's not. I don't really know what gives him the right to walk around and do shit like this. He hasn't really done anything much, and I've told him this. He knows this. Mm-hmm. This isn't anything I haven't. You know, he's really he was going to step up when he got hired. He's like, I'm going to step up and knock shit out of the park, and he really hasn't done much. So I'm not quite sure why it's one of those things. It's just an easy target to go after Erik for a cheap laugh. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to do something else, like Sam told me the other day, like, why don't you try do something funny that doesn't involve Erik? You know, and I don't think he can do it.
Can you do it?
Yeah, I'm working on some production right now together with Troy that I've been working on.
What is it?
Pulling some stuff. It's a little bit. It's an audio bit that we put together. I don't know how much I can tease it or not.
No, I would you'll have something together soon. I mean, he has a funny idea, but finally, I mean, how long? When did you start working here?
I was made full time in January.
Okay, so but when did you start part time?
October.
And when were you an intern saying I'm going to come up with a lot of shit for the show?
I was an intern. My internship ended in August.
Okay, so before this piece that we're working on, how many audio pieces have you come to Sam and I with?
Maybe 2.
1. 1.
That's 50% less.
Yeah, it was shitty.
He's made. I'm laughing because he's made for this place. He just is.
But it's okay that it's shitty. I don't mind that something shitty. Like Sam and I would just be like, no, that's not ready for the air. It's not good enough for the air. But it's just the fact that he's not even trying to be like, hey, here's an idea. Here's an idea. Here's an idea. That's where it gets frustrating. And then he just kind of like walks around with this swagger around here, like he's got this big dick and doing some funny shit around here.
What's that?
Is it your dick?
Well,
It's a healthy dick. It's not a big dick.
He got the audio clip of Lady Di saying the shrimp was terrible.
That was good.
Yeah.
So
I thought the food was very good. The shrimp was definitely subpar, but the food itself was really good.
Enough about the shrimp.
That's all I want to talk
get
about
it.
is the shrimp.
the food was
Just
excellent.
a fucking
I didn't have the shrimp.
lukewarm shrimp.
I was warned not to have the shrimp.
Yeah.
Who warned you?
Kenny warned me. Shook his head no.
I think it was Kenny. So I don't know. Maybe it was There's probably frozen shrimp that defrosted, whatever, because it's not that time of year, and the rest of the food was fantastic.
But we tend to put people in a very rough position when they get hired here. Like we demand that they do something that is whatever that stands out.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, Erox is not the first place Lady Di has been talked about going. People were talking about bringing her to Ant's party when he had that big 4th of July thing. You got to bring Lady Di. And nobody did. I don't know if it was because he got fired or because they were scared that Anthony would just fucking boot her and them out. But it's been talked about for a while. It wasn't like it was an Erock
No one brought
thing.
Lady Di to Ant's house because they were scared of what Ant would do.
No, because
that's the difference.
Bobo was brought to Ant's house before.
Yeah, I understand that, but Lady Di,
that
Lady
prank has
Di's
been
on a
played.
whole nother level.
No, but I mean, he got it too, though. Like, you know what I mean? That was
Right.
the goof, was having stupid Bobo show up at
But
his
in the
house.
end, no one was going to bring Lady Di to Ant's house. I'm telling you right now.
I don't even think I can't speak for him, but I don't think he'd throw her out.
Outside, he wouldn't. If she was outdoor, inside, he might. But outdoors, I don't know if he would.
He threw a couch away because there was a booger on it once. Of course, if it was a summer party, yeah, maybe he would let her stay outside.
I think it's a twofold thing because Adrian's been listening to the show for years. He's a kid. He's 23. He's been listening to the show for years, though, and he looks up clips on YouTube and stuff. And there was a time on this show when pulling pranks on the staff and infighting and doing stuff like this was how people got over.
Yeah, fucking around with each other.
And it was, how Opie and Jim were like, yeah, that's what we do. That's funny. We'll talk about this. We'll make a thing. It doesn't really happen anymore, which is fine. It's just a different direction. But so the fact that isn't happening as much anymore, Adrian's kind of relying on tactics that worked, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
But the other thing is also, I think that sometimes kids come in here and they get hired or interns get brought in and there's just this expectation that they know how to do stuff, and I think that there may also be issues with the way people are being taught around here.
Who teaches them?
Well, I'll take on some of the responsibility. Erock can take on some of the responsibility. Troy can take on some of the responsibility.
Yeah, I've learned the most from Sam and Troy.
Yeah, I'm too old to teach you.
Yeah, it's not your guys' responsibility.
At this point, I'm too old to teach you.
He's talking to me.
I can't be bothered by you, to be honest with you. I hope you do a good job, but I'm too old to start keep teaching.
But we can't put these expectations on guys when they come in, though, and get mad at them if he did something truly awful at Erock's house. I would say, but I get why you would do that, and she'll just sit there and talk and be annoying, and
everybody in this room and everybody in the office, and I don't know who's in there with Erock right now, but everybody who's on this show that was at that party was giggling about it.
Yeah.
Before she was here.
Here's the.
I didn't even know about it until I didn't know about it.
That's that night.
Yeah, that night I found
that
out.
night.
I see where it was funny, but it's a tough spot because you also know it's like completely crossing the line. Like Erock has no desire to have Lady Di or any of these other people in his house.
Right, but you were giggling at it. You were not laughing when she was there, but you were laughing at the concept of the possibility of that happening.
Well, it's a funny concept, 100%. Of course.
Which is the main reason why I went through it. Yeah, once you guys were laughing, I was like, all right, I gotta do it. And
at 23 and his experience here, Adrian has not developed that level of figuring out the difference between what works as a concept and what the execution was.
Absolutely not. No.
Although we figured that out, and we still let him do it. No one said to him, "Yeah, you probably shouldn't."
We also I think part of what we all thought would be funny was not only the uncomfortableness, but watching Adrian dig his own grave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was absolutely funny.
That was an element in there.
Absolutely.
It would have been funnier if Adrian actually owned it. He kind of he squirmed a little bit.
He squirmed a little bit.
I was trying to be as respectful as possible.
Yeah, but
given the situation.
then being respectful, then don't even suggest it in the first place.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That's fair.
To say.
But once he said he wanted her to get out, I was trying to get her out of the house.
Of course. Yeah.
No, I saw the look on your face. You were scared shitless.
Yeah,
which is you were trying to get out of there as quick as possible.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to get in the cab, get her home, and then get back to my house.
I saw it in your eyes. You were scared at that point. Erock, final word to you.
Well, it's just kind of bullshit that the last few parties or gatherings or what have you that I've had, and this guy has complained for so many months that nobody acknowledges him. He's not invited to anything. He doesn't feel like he's part of anything. So finally, something comes up, and we're like, okay, you're invited. You're on the staff. You can come. And this is the bullshit that he pulls.
So will he be invited next time?
No.
You did?
Obviously not.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Adrian, you looked a gift horse in the mouth.
Kenny's saying the shrimp was overcooked. That text just came in. Erik, don't get mad. The rest of the food was fantastic.
We didn't cook it, so that's okay. That's not us.
It was really nice. You know, he had those nice trays, and, you know, you had to take the covers off, and it was fried chicken and fucking ribs and
steak and
mac and cheese and corn on the cob. It was
nice barbecue spread.
And a lot of bread. I didn't really understand what the bread was for. I think I asked you about that, too.
Yeah, I had no clue.
He just had a pile of bread like there might have been cold cuts or something.
It was like rolls and rye bread, I guess, for the steak.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Troy had a huge barbecue plate.
All right. Well, there you have it. That was a big...
That's so funny.
Just you're making this weird face.
I was just wondering. I didn't understand your comment.
What was the comment?
The Troy had a huge barbecue plate.
Just that he ate a lot of food.
I didn't eat a lot of food.
Oh.
I had a couple things.
All right. So that was the highlight of Erik's party.
Adrian provided the highlight for Erik's party.
Well, that was a highlight. I mean... It took the energy right out of the room.
Oh, my God.
No one talked for probably, I don't know, a long time after that.
That was genuinely uncomfortable.
Really uncomfortable. Extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Adrian.
No problem, Opie. My pleasure. Should I go?
I think the break is coming soon. So.
All right.
He's used to being thrown out of rooms.
Yeah, usually Opie says get out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to take a break. We got Doug Benson today, and we got a lot of things to do. So.
Erik, are you still mad at me?
Not as much as I was, Jim, but
what?
Why are you so mad at him?
Yeah,
I got mad after the fact, too, because once I realized Jim's dumb question in that room, and then I went, holy fuck, what? And then I turned around and walked right out, and I saw that. And then just in the whole moment of the Lady Di incident, and then looking back on it and just seething on it, and then realizing it's like fucking Jim was in on this thing.
But everybody was in.
But everyone was in on it. And that lighting question, I asked him at one point, those red lights that were hanging in his room, like I asked somebody how they hang them, like, oh, they just hang them up. That was honestly a genuine question. That's the one you're focusing on, and literally it was just a stupid...
It seemed like...
No, it was just a dumb question.
This is an attack on you. It just seemed like your improv skill. And because you went, oh, that was such a dumb question. And then I went, this was a fake question.
It really wasn't,
and that's why I turned around and walked out of the room.
Yeah, that's funny that you're focusing on that one. Because that really wasn't a fake question. It was just a stupid one that I was genuinely curious about.
I thought it was a dumb question?
Well, that's what kind of alerted me that this was a bullshit, tour of the house.
A bullshit
Well, if I wanted
distraction.
to give you a bullshit, like if I wanted to totally distract you, I would have asked you to show me the basement or something. We were literally right there by the front door. You can't get any closer to the front door. But I feel bad that Eric's mad at me. I did have a lovely time at the party.
We all had a good time in the end.
Him and his
It was
wife.
nice for Jim to actually come to something because he was another one said he was never invited to anything.
That's right, I wasn't. So I had to cancel a show to go there.
You did?
Yes, I did.
That's big of you.
Not a lot of money though. So.
Are we done with this for now, or?
All right.
Yeah, Troy, you're good. Everyone's good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Erik, you're good.
Sure.
Happy birthday, Erik.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on with Doug Benson next. Stay there.
And now Opie and Jim are back.
We lost Biggie 18 years ago today, huh? He'd only be 42 years old. Is that possible?
He was super young.
He was only 24. He just always looked older than he was. Wow. Doug Benson in studio.
Hey.
I apologize. You were supposed to be in at 7:30, but we had to talk about shrimp.
Yeah, I got sort of the gist of what was going on in here and was happy to not be a part of it.
Oh, good. So I made the right decision. I wasn't sure if I should drag you into the middle of that.
I guess all the listeners weren't at the party last night either, though, so I could have participated on that level.
I guess. Do you know Lady Di?
Yeah, of course.
She's on the line now, Jimmy. Of course she is.
Let's give her 1 minute.
Oh, that's right. You were here for the beginning of that bit. Lady Di calls us every fucking day, and she stays on hold for 2 to 3 hours every day, hoping we'll go to her. And most days we do not. Today, it was a whole thing at Erok's party over the weekend where Adrian decided to surprise Erok with a Lady Di visit. She lasted less than 2 minutes in the house, according to Club Soda Kenny. She had one shrimp, and then she was told to get the fuck out, or Adrian was told to get her the fuck out. So we discussed that whole thing for about a half hour. You would think the dummy would call us then.
We even had audio of her rating the shrimp.
Right. And now she calls after we're ready to move on. But I guess we got to give her like a couple seconds here. Lady Di.
Hey, how's it going? How's everything?
Why didn't you call when we were talking about this?
Well, you know, I don't have XM satellite, so how would I know?
That's a good point.
Well,
Yeah, she only hears it if she's on hold.
Anyway,
I don't know. You would think one of the producers around here would have probably said, you know, Lady Di, this would be a good time for you to call because we're talking about you today.
Well, okay, yeah, but like I said, I don't have the XM unless I'm on hold for a long time. That's the only way I can hear you.
All right. So
That's a great way to get the show for free.
What happened? What? Well, you know, I mean, I can't afford the XM. That's what I'm trying to say.
We got Doug Benson in studio. So what do you want to know?
I want to know, why was I at the party only for about 5 minutes the most, and then I got kicked out?
Well, because you were...
Why?
Because you were supposed to be a joke.
What?
A joke?
What? Yeah.
I was behaving myself. I was fine. What do
Yes, you were. You were delightful.
You were brought in to be like a joke, though.
What?
You know, I mean, I didn't do anything.
It was kind of your Carrie moment. They set you up badly.
It's when they poured your own blood on your head.
No, I mean,
we were hoping to pour a whole bucket of natty ice on your head, but you didn't stay long enough at the party. I'll just keep talking. What?
All of it. I was there to say happy birthday to Erok, and then all of a sudden Adrian says I had to leave.
Yeah, Adrian was really rude about it. Erok wanted you to stay, and Adrian had you thrown out, which I thought was inappropriate.
Well, I don't know, because I didn't get to talk to Erok at all.
Adrian thought it would be really funny to, have you show up at Erok's house, knowing that Erok would be really pissed, and you would be there for a few minutes.
Not gonna happen.
That's not true.
Come on, man.
Erok, were you going to let her stay at your party?
No, I was not.
See, there you go.
Oh, that's not
There you go, Lady Di.
By the way, happy birthday. Okay.
His birthday was like 2 weeks ago at this point.
How was that? How was that one shrimp that you had? Did you enjoy it?
No. It was out too long.
Look, in all fairness...
Oh, they set it out for too long.
In all
Maybe
fairness...
you got there too late.
Too long.
The rest of the food was terrific, Doug Benson, but the shrimp, Kenny said, might have been overcooked.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was out for a while.
And by the time she showed up, it was late
like,
in the party.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. Please give me 1 second. By the time she... Oh, my God. Please let me have 1 second. Thank you.
You didn't like it, Di?
Okay.
By the time she had a shrimp, it was sitting out for many hours. It was in very lukewarm water. The ice was long gone.
Yeah.
Most people know at that point not to try the shrimp.
That's why Jimmy
She's
kept
just
on
happy to
going,
get in the game.
Jimmy kept on shaking his head. Don't do that.
Yeah, I just wanted you to have a nice dining experience.
Right.
I only had one, Jimmy. That's it. After I had the one, that was good enough.
I understand, dear.
Well, how do you wouldn't know?
You didn't want to stay anyway.
No, she wouldn't know. She was there for such a small amount of time that she was actually eating the shrimp as she was getting thrown out of the house.
Well, Carrie got to enjoy most of the prom before they dumped all that blood on her. Like you throwing her out after 3 minutes and one shrimp.
There was not a chance she was going to be able to have
inhumane.
Right. She wasn't going to. There was no chance you were going to have a second shrimp because you were on your way out.
Yeah. I wasn't going to have a second shrimp. No, I don't think so. The first one was horrible.
Can we call the Guinness Book of World Records? Did we set a record? Shortest time at a party ever?
Shortest time you probably did, yeah.
And how long was the car ride to get there?
Let me see. I don't know, about 45 minutes, I think. I think it was around 45 minutes. From Elizabeth to Nutley. I really think that,
It was a 45-minute
Nutley.
It was a 45-minute.
I wasn't counting the minutes.
It was about a 45-minute Uber ride. She shows up. Of course, Erik doesn't want her in his house. That's sort of crossing a line.
Yeah, you don't bring the ex around.
Was it surge pricing on the Uber ride? That would be terrible.
Yes.
That's a lot of money to spend for a 2-minute party.
Yeah.
And then she was there, according to Kenny, for less than 2 minutes, had one shrimp, and then she was back in the Uber car for the 45-minute ride back to her house.
I thought actually it was 5 minutes, but okay, if it was 2 minutes, it was 2 minutes.
All right.
You know,
2 minutes with you seems like 5 minutes.
Yes.
So
I don't know. You know,
you double time.
And the same person that drove me there was the same person that drove me back home.
Well, you were there so long, they literally had just turned around, backed up in a driveway
the guy
and
was
turned
just
around.
doing a U-turn to leave.
Man,
I love how she adds the important information, by the way. Wow, what a surprise. Same driver.
I would have taken a second shrimp to go if I were you.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have asked for a doggy bag.
Di, may I ask a question?
No, that's okay.
Di, may I ask a question?
Yes.
What were your intentions at the end of the evening when you arrived at your house and you asked Adrian if he was coming up to your apartment with you?
Oh, I was just joking with that.
I don't think you were, Di.
Yeah,
pretty awesome joke.
Exactly. It's a really good one.
Would you?
I love Adrian, but I don't love him like that, you know.
But would you open up your pussy lips to allow him to enter you?
Opie, come on, man. No.
How else do you say that?
It's a question, Di. It's fair.
Yeah, there's no other way to say it, really.
For me.
You know, you take your two hands and just kind of like invite him in.
He's too young for me, Opie, please.
Oh, you would take that in a second. Who are you kidding?
Are you saying he's not a bad-looking guy?
I'll be 53 April 1st, okay?
Jesus. Only?
And, you know,
so you're kidding, right? April 1st?
He is way too young for me. He's just, you know.
Well,
he's a good-looking guy, but he ain't for me.
Just admit you invited him up for a night cap.
The what? Invite him for what?
You wanted his dick is basically what Doug Benson is saying.
Come on.
And then he didn't go for it, and now you're spinning it like, I'm too old for him.
I was just joking. That's my idea of a joke.
I was just kidding. I knew he wasn't going to come up here.
All right. Well, Adrian set you up horribly. You know that, right?
But Adrian is, I don't know.
He's a sweet boy.
He is nice. He had good intentions.
He was trying to impress me and Jimmy and the rest of the staff by having you come to Eric's house, knowing Erik would not want you there. So Adrian is the bad guy here.
By the way, Erik, you know, from what I saw from the house, the 2 minutes I was there, he has a very nice house.
Yes, he does. It's
Erik,
a lovely home.
Comment on the very nice house.
Thank you.
That's a compliment.
It's a nice house. I feel bad for Di, like you said, because she shouldn't have been there. But the fact that she was used like that it also isn't cool.
I told, Adrian called me up. I said, Adrian, I'm too tired to go right now. It's like 10 o'clock at night, And he goes, no, the cab is coming for you. You got to be here. We're going to have plenty of food, plenty of drinks and everything. That's what Adrian told me. And I said, okay, I'll get ready.
Yeah,
but I started closing my eyes. I was getting tired.
He was setting you up because he knew you would be in the house for less than a couple minutes.
No, it's okay. It's all right. I got to see everybody and everything. And
well, technically you did.
Di, it was great to spend some time with you on Saturday.
She gets sick of you guys too. It's a two-way street.
She's just a nice lady.
She got to see
you were
everybody.
Really quiet. You know that you just sat there and
I couldn't believe what was going on. I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know if I have the heart for this shit anymore.
Wait. Sam was laughing so much he was covering his face.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I still have the heart for this shit.
Erik.
Jimmy was there, and he just kept on, staring, saying hello and everything like that. And before you know it, Adrian said, well, we got to go. And I'm like, I just got here. What do you mean we got to go?
Somebody should have taped that.
It was amazing.
I just got there. I didn't even have a chance to take my coat off. Right? I sat down. I figured, okay, I'm going to take my coat off now.
Stop saying coat.
Wait, you know what? I think walk us.
Coat. Yeah, that thing.
Before we let you go, you're sort of doing it, but I want you to start from the beginning. Walk us through your whole time at Erik's, starting with coming in the front door.
In real time.
Coming in the front door.
Tell us exactly what happened.
I needed Adrian to help me out. Because it was kind of icy out there. So I just needed, for him to hold my hand and help me, go up the stairs.
I gotcha. So now you open the door and you enter Erik's palace. Walk us through your time
palace.
there. Okay.
The first dining room chair I saw, I sat down.
Right.
Right, and it was right in front of you, Opie.
Right.
Okay, and trying to kind of start a conversation. I saw the shrimp there, and I said, "Okay, well let me have the shrimp." And that's when Jimmy started shaking his head. I should have listened to him.
Jimmy was trying to warn you.
Jimmy was shaking his head, going, "No, don't have that shrimp. Don't have that shrimp." I had one, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, very good, thank you." And, it was out for a very long time.
Right.
And I sat in the seat. Wait, hold it. I'm trying to explain something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sam just decided to interrupt. I apologize.
Somebody obviously was there before me because there was bottles of a bottle of beer on there. There was, a dish that somebody ate out of and everything. But that didn't bother me.
Signs that people were having a good old time for many hours before you arrived. Okay. Continue.
All right. Yeah, okay.
Maybe signs that the party was maybe even winding down.
Yes, they were definitely. There were definitely signs.
That's why I told Adrian. I said,
shrimp in lukewarm water basically means the party is winding down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God! I thought I was.
That shrimp was minutes away from being thrown away.
Stomach ache after that.
All right. Go ahead. So you saw the remnants of people having a good time. Empty beer bottles
and everything. Yeah, everybody was talking and stuff like that, and and I was trying to get to know other people at the party. Okay,
trying to mingle.
The people I already know. What about the other people? I was looking around the table and seeing the other people over there and everything. I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody.
I love that you were trying to get to know other people. I swear she was there less than 2 minutes.
People.
All right, and then what happened? You were trying to say hi to everyone at the table, but that was rudely interrupted, wasn't it, Di?
Well, that's when Adrian told me that I had to leave.
Right.
And I'm like, I just got here. What do you mean I have to go right now? And I'm looking around at the people that I do know, and I'm like, I got to leave already?
Yes.
What did I do?
Yes.
I thought maybe I did something wrong or something.
Right. No.
I didn't even have a chance to have a drink or nothing like that.
No, what happened was the joke was over, and now you had to be out of there immediately. And Adrian was fearing for his life a little bit, even though he's playing it differently this morning. I saw that he was scared.
Would you have done the same thing to somebody else or just me?
You're pretty special.
Yeah, I would say
special.
we were just getting late.
But I don't even know what I did.
The party was just winding down. We actually all left 5 minutes after.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't get home. Yeah, absolutely.
How would I know?
I didn't get home till 1:30.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. I think we stayed there at least another hour to 2.
My jacket was on when you came in.
Yeah, I do remember you having a jacket on.
Erik, one other thing, and then we can finally move on. What would be the circumstances where Lady Di would be invited to stay as far as how it went down on Saturday? She's in your house.
Right. There would be none.
What if it was an outdoor party?
But what I don't understand.
What if you put a chair outside your property line? Excuse me, officially. So she's not
outside the property line. That's totally fine.
So if we were able to get like a lawn chair just over the property line,
you mean out in the street? Yes, perfect.
Or hand her a lamp like she's a lawn jockey.
Yeah, okay. Thanks a lot, Kenny.
Erik?
Kenny?
Erik, Kenny, whoever it was. Okay. Adrian went home too, didn't he? I don't think he came back. Right?
He was not invited back. No, and he had to get you home.
Why?
Didn't you guys?
I don't understand. What did Adrian do?
He set you up horribly.
We have video.
I heard we had video. Who's got the video?
It's on my.
I know. I remember Troy taking video.
Hold on, sweetheart. Kenny has a question, dear.
Yes.
Erik, I know one circumstance maybe you would allow her in your house.
What would that be?
If she was in a coffin.
Oh, my God.
Why would he want her dead body in his house?
Yeah, why would he want to have the wake at his house?
Because then, everybody can make fun of her.
That's not cool.
Finally, without her talking back, it'd be great.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
All right. Well, no. Anyway, Erik really has a beautiful little house over there.
Well, you only saw one room, but you're not wrong. The rest of the house is wonderful.
It is lovely.
Yeah.
They work hard on it. Every room is put together nicely. Yes.
Right.
You kind of
Him and
saw.
his wife, right?
You kind of saw the dining room. That was about it.
No.
Yeah, that was about it.
Do you have bed bugs?
Dining room in the little entrance area.
Di, do you have bed bugs? I think that's what everyone's scared of is bed bugs.
No, I don't have bed bugs.
And the fact that you might get duty all over.
Well, that is a concern.
Yeah. No, I don't have any bed bugs.
What do you mean? What are we talking about? You know, remember the incident here at Sirius XM? You're not allowed to use the bathrooms anymore because you stripped completely naked.
She does puke in the sink a lot,
and was puking in the sink in front of Ugly Betty. You forgot all this?
I don't have a virus anymore. It was only for that 1 week, and I swear to God on that.
Okay.
I don't have a virus anymore. There was no way I was going to go to the bathroom and puke all over the place. Come on.
All right. Well, Erik was concerned that you would let your shit fly all over his house.
No.
What's on that video, Sam?
Opie, where was Anthony?
I don't know.
Anthony wasn't there.
I don't know. I'm not his keeper. I don't know if he was invited. Ask E-Rock.
I'm asking you. You know, nobody. Did he get invited?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
E-Rock?
All right.
What's on the video?
The ousted guest is asking a question.
And has been invited to things in the past and is not shown. He was not invited to this one.
Oh
man.
Wow.
Erik,
Well, it would have been nice to see him. I don't know.
Personal.
Erik, can I get your permission to play the video that they just showed me?
I haven't seen.
I haven't seen this either.
I don't know what's. All right, hold on. Try to shut your mouth for a minute. We got a video of you actually at the party.
So this is moments after Erik said you got to. She had just found out that she has to go.
Right.
She's sitting still with her coat on at E-Rock's dining room table.
Right.
With a single half-eaten shrimp on her plate.
I gotta say though, I mean, if you didn't know any better, it looks like Lady Di is having a really good time at the party because it's someone else's plate in front of her that she put the shrimp carcass down.
Yeah, she looks like she's drank half of 5 or 6 beers.
There's like 5 or 6, sort of half-drinking beers, some water. There's the plate of shrimp. The famous plate of shrimp is right in front of you. All right, let's play this and see how this plays out.
There's a fan blowing on it.
Out of here. All right. Well, nice seeing everybody again.
We're leaving? Do you want to go?
And you.
Oh, okay.
You're going too.
We're both going.
Where are we going?
We're going elsewhere. I'll see you guys Monday.
All right, buddy.
All right, I'll be right there.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. You said we gotta go. I don't know.
Come on. We'll go back to your place.
For what?
We'll figure that out when we get there.
Hey, Adrian, what's going on here?
Let me grab my jacket.
Hi, Kenny. How you doing today?
The music sounds like you want everybody to leave.
And there she goes.
Okay.
Drop something.
Kenny.
I wish you didn't stop the video.
She doesn't look like she has a virus in the video. No. Looks like
I
doesn't look
know.
like she's going to throw up on anything.
Yeah.
No. My goodness, I haven't been sick in a very long time. I got to knock on wood on that one.
She was sitting in that chair for maybe 15 seconds before that video started. And the only longer time she was in there is the couple of seconds it took her to walk across that 15 feet of living room to get to that seat.
All right, let me. Tommy from Brooklyn has a very good question for you, Lady Di. Please try to listen. Tommy in Brooklyn, go ahead.
Good morning, guys. You know, she said she walked in, saw a chair, jumped immediately into it, noticed that there was beers and a plate there, but she felt okay with it. Don't you think that maybe somebody else was sitting there?
That was the only chair that was available.
And that made it yours?
I don't know. I just figured I'd sit down for a little bit. If the person came back, I would have stood up.
But it didn't bother you. Then it was somebody else's. You don't ask, hey, is anybody sitting here? What's wrong with
What's the big deal about that? I would have got up if the person came back.
I think Tommy wants to ask you if you feel, are you bothered that you were set up as a joke?
Sort of. That night, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I was a little bit bothered, to tell you the truth, but I don't know. I kind of expected something like that to happen.
You were invited to make Erik extremely uncomfortable, and then everyone was pretty much pointing and laughing at you. That would have been nice. You should have brought a present.
What if I bought him something? Yeah, well,
Why didn't you stop on the way and get a present at least?
Yeah, like a bottle of puke.
Oh no, seriously. If I brought him something, then would I have stayed longer?
Probably.
Erik, you probably, if she had a gift, you
feel a little more guilty about getting rid of her.
I think she might have made 5 minutes if she brought a gift. Erik, is that? What do you think?
No, not at all.
Would you have at least kept the gift?
It would have been put into a bag and disposed of.
How come you don't like Lady Di?
I don't hate Lady Di. I just don't like what Lady Di has become, and I don't want it in my house.
GH, maybe Lady Di should apologize.
What have I become?
Yeah.
A raging alcoholic.
Erik, what has she become?
I was always an alcoholic.
Well, that's why I added the word raging.
A drinker.
I've always known you as a drinker. You're right, but it seems like you've upped your game in the last 5 or 6 years. That's why I added raging.
I upped my game. Oh, I don't know. About
How many beers have you drank this morning already?
This is my second one.
It's 8:30 in the morning.
All right,
She's taking a sip as you asked her.
Yeah.
All right. Why do you keep on asking me that for? What's the big deal? I'm at home.
Well, I mean, because we're vested in you, and then people tweet us and write us and call us saying, "Man, we really need to do something with Lady Di because they feel bad out there." But we've tried everything. You don't want any help in the end.
I went. Let me tell you something right now. I mean, not for nothing, but I went to 3 rehabs. 3. Do you really think I want to go to a 4th one?
Well, maybe the 4th one is where it clicks in.
I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but
I don't want to hear this shit. I've heard this for probably 10 years now.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, Adrian set you up as to be the joke.
But it's
Your
nice
pal Adrian.
But it was nice to get out of the house, huh, Lady Di?
Yeah, it was.
Got a nice car ride.
That 1 hour, yeah.
1 hour.
Always good to get out on a Saturday night.
Oh, man, I'm telling you.
All right.
If I had the friggin' money, I would have hung out in some bar around here someplace after that,
It's true. Lady Di did grab the shrimp before she even took her jacket off. Steve in New Hampshire. It's almost like Steve was at this party. Maybe
They're saying Di didn't read hints from Heloise before she went to the party.
I only had one shrimp. What was the big deal? One shrimp.
She looked comfortable in that coat, too. She didn't need to take that off.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What if I came there with Marion? Would you have done the same thing to her? Tell her to leave?
Oh, Erik is just shaking his head.
I don't think you would have done that.
Erik, it's not a bad question because we tolerate Marion a little more than we do Lady Di. So what would have happened to Marion if she showed up?
Well, 1, I think Marion would have been a bit smarter as figuring out why this was all going on. But 2, no, they'd be out at the same amount of time.
Would you boot Marion if she came alone?
If Di was there and Marion, yes.
What if Marion was alone is the question.
Yeah, I don't know Marion, really.
I think Marion would have been able to stay. I feel like she would have been able to stay.
She would have gotten the party going.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marion's more of a normal.
She's civil.
Yeah.
Right.
If there wasn't a threat that Di had bed bugs and was going to vomit on your sink, would you have let her stay?
No, she doesn't shower.
No,
she doesn't wipe.
You're actually saying that you're gross.
Yeah, he did look at your anus last time you were here.
She had a big hemorrhoid that was bleeding.
Did you see? I forgot you looked at her asshole last time she was in here.
Body.
She said
it was not bleeding.
Erik says you don't wipe properly.
Yes, I do.
Then why do you have a hemorrhoid?
Talking about? Yes. What do you?
Wait, you don't?
How did the conversation come to this?
Wait, you get hemorrhoids if you don't wipe properly? No,
that's
from pushing, right?
No,
it's for wiping too much.
No,
it's
you
friction.
get hemorrhoids if you
over wiping.
Over wiping will give you hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Damn.
How are you, Doug?
Yeah, we're gonna move on from this Lady Di.
All right. Well, listen. That little bit of time that I was at the party, it looked like it was a great party.
It was a lot of
okay.
It was wonderful in general. So.
Yeah, but you were so quiet, Opie. You just sitting there, you weren't saying anything.
I was in shock.
In shock about what?
Yeah, what?
That I was seeing. It's kind of like when you see your teacher outside the classroom, you get all like, wait a minute, that's just weird. It was just weird to see you in that environment, I guess.
How weird. Do I look any different when I...
all right, we're done with you for today, Lady Di.
All right, well...
Goodbye, Di. It was good seeing you.
Yeah.
It was good seeing you guys, too.
It was wonderful catching up with you at the party. Yes. All right?
All right, I love you guys, okay?
Right, goodbye.
She
Take care of
continues
yourself.
to love us. It's just nuts.
Bye.
See, we dragged you into the middle of this anyway, Doug Benson.
I never knew what she looked like. Like now that I've seen the
That's
video.
the first time you've seen her?
Yeah, yeah.
She's a real
So I always
visual
had,
gift.
I always had something in my imagination, but that wasn't it exactly.
Is she better or worse than you thought?
Worse.
She used to be.
She's worse.
She used to.
She looks like somebody should throw her from a train.
Yes, she's got that look
She's
now.
totally got the Ann Ramsey look.
Absolutely. You want to see her boobs? We got tit pictures.
No, I don't want to see
What? You sure?
anything. Oh, she's pregnant.
There's well, that's her beer belly. Look at, of course, Erik's smelling underneath her tit right there.
Yeah,
I know. He's gotten all the sexual pleasure from her, and then you want her to stay at his house.
She's her with the Saw makeup on. It's terrifying.
Well, yeah, we got a bunch of Lady Di pictures.
We told her she was getting a makeover that day.
She thought she was being made up to be all pretty that day, Doug. She had no idea.
Is
that
she
they
still
were
mad at
putting
the Goonies for trying to find that treasure?
She was very mad when she found out that she wasn't getting a makeover. Erik, do you remember the day where you had a smell under her tit?
Look like that.
No, not particularly, but I'm sure I did.
Okay, there's a picture of you smelling her boobie.
Yeah.
Doug, what are you doing in New York City?
I did a couple of shows last night at the Gramercy, but they're all sold out, so don't try to get tickets.
Great.
And coming back April 27th. It's a Doug Loves Movies podcast tapings. We did 2 of them yesterday, and
nice.
I love it. I love doing them here. The crowds are great.
What movies did you do?
Well, we just, we play games and discuss movies, so it's we end up covering a lot of them over the course of a show.
That's different than when you guys sit and watch the
sometimes we
movie.
sit and watch a movie and joke around during it with microphones, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great concept for a podcast.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun. I got podcasts about food and movies and marijuana, and now I get all of those things in abundance. And so it's worked out to be a pretty good scam.
I was at F.H. Riley's yesterday, cheap plug for my brother's joint out there in Huntington. Had a great time as parade day.
Uh-huh.
And Dawn's husband, also known as Fat Opie, he was showing me a picture of some dark chocolate cannabis.
Oh.
It looked like it would be delicious.
Maybe.
Have you tried the edibles?
Yeah, I like edibles. I especially with, like traveling and stuff. Like any situation I'm in where I can't necessarily smoke, I like the edibles. But they're a little hard to manage. Like you don't know how hard they're going to hit you or how much to eat.
That's why I'm asking, because we were trying to figure out. He didn't have it on him. I guess somebody in their family is in Seattle, and they're debating if they should even take a chance and bring this back to New York.
Oh yeah, it's real easy to travel with because it's just chocolate.
Yeah, but it says right on it. It says dark chocolate.
Well, I'd like
with sea salt. What did it say? Dark chocolate, sea salt, almonds plus cannabis. It's right on the label. It looks like one of those really fancy dark chocolate bars.
Well, you put it in a different box, I'm sure. Right?
If it's in your carry-on, the X-ray machine, they're not reading labels. They're just looking for things that are going to blow up the plane.
Would you take a chance and take
So
it?
it looks like a candy bar, going through. I'd put it in the carry-on. Or just tear the cannabis word off of the wrapper, like if you're concerned about them actually seeing the word cannabis.
But what if you're the random check and then they find this? I mean,
and the guy's going through your bag and he's like just looking at the random stuff. He's gonna be like, "Oh, what's this candy bar? Oh, it's a joke. It says cannabis is a joke." Like,
but
it's not bomb related. It's not safety related, so they're not going to care.
So they're really
like, have you
bothering people
seen
for
in the
pot?
news anybody being caught with candy bars full of pot at the airport?
That's honestly why I'm
You know
asking.
what I mean? That'd be in the news if the cops were called in. Like, what a big pain in the ass.
Right.
In a place where security is the key, safety's key. Who cares if somebody's got a little weed in their bag?
I just wonder if they would just bust balls if they wanted to.
They could if they wanted to, absolutely.
Okay. Because, you got these states that are legalizing marijuana, and now you got people traveling to these states, and then they want to come home with a little something.
And they even have, working it out so you can travel from one state to another, with it if both states are legal,
Right.
So, It's all good. It's all easing up, but vapor pens and candies and cookies and stuff, all that shit you can easily get through airport security. They don't care. It's not what they're looking for.
Well, we're trying to figure out how much of this chocolate bar. Do you eat the whole fucking thing?
No way.
Just one
size you're doing,
couple little squares?
Yeah, maybe even just one square.
Square.
Sometimes I've seen candies like this big, that they go, divide that into 10 pieces. I'm like, what? I can't. I'm not like, one of those.
You're showing me about
I'm
a
not
half.
Paul Sorvino cutting garlic in Goodfellas.
Right.
I can't just shave it down to it's just this gooey candy, But some of it's really strong.
So
you really got to watch yourself.
The candy you're showing me, it couldn't have been more than like a 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah, like a Tootsie Roll, like a mini Tootsie Roll, Chiba Chew they call them.
Right.
And they're like, don't eat the whole thing. You just eat a tenth of it.
But how the fuck? I mean, it's candy. I mean, we're all trained to eat the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
How would you just have a sliver of that?
I say make the thing the size it needs to be the right dosage. Instead of saying just eat part of it, just say eat the whole thing and it'll be perfect.
How much? How long does it take to get fucked up if you eat one of those?
Generally, like if you do it on an empty stomach, it'll kick in, maybe 45 minutes to an hour later. But if you've eaten food, that kind of slows it down and it potentially even makes the high less.
Right.
So it's tricky.
Do you ever eat them on an empty stomach?
Yeah. Well, that's what I try to do is I try to just if I've got an early flight in the morning, that's the best time to pop a weed pill or something, and then
weed pills.
Yeah. They're really strong and small and just look like those bee pollen capsules,
like an herbal supplement. It looks like.
Yeah. I have them in my bag every time I fly, and nobody ever says a word about it.
Wow,
ever.
They help you sleep on the plane.
Just I just get fucked up for the plane ride, And
are you scared to fly?
No, I've gotten really used to it. When the turbulence gets really bad, it still bugs me, even though logically it's not. The turbulence isn't going to throw the plane all the way to the ground. You still can't help thinking,
it freaks
about
everyone
your
the
mortality.
fuck out.
Yeah, but I'm surrounded by business travelers all the time. I look around at them, and they never seem to care. I look at the stewardesses when the turbulence gets bad, because they would have a concerned look on their face if it was worse than they're used to.
Someone taught me that trick years ago. Because like anyone, I'm kind of scared to fly. And then just look at the fucking stewardesses. If they're still serving shit or reading their dumb magazine, you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
But you see them look up from that magazine with that look on their face, then you know if that was unusual, and maybe you should be concerned at that point.
Yeah. When they're like, oh no, Denzel has to land this plane upside down.
Yeah.
That's when you know there's a problem.
I always hate when the flight attendants, when you hear the announcement, flight attendants, please be seated. You're like, oh fuck, it's gonna be bumpy.
Yeah, it's gonna be bumpy for a while. But then sometimes it'll end immediately. Like that on the flight out, they were told the flight attendants to sit down. It was getting really bumpy, and then it was over 30 seconds later. And I was like, oh, good. It's just annoying because you just want to relax and sleep, or like in this case, I was just cranking out movies because I had a screen where you just get to pick whatever movies you want to watch from a random list. What just happened?
Nothing. That was your brain. No one else heard that.
Oh, no. I got too high before coming in this morning.
We had an incident at LaGuardia Airport on, what day was that? Friday, I think? Fucking...
The plane going all the way to the river?
Almost.
Yeah, almost in.
Almost in. And then that wouldn't be the first time, by the way. We had one back in the day that ended up in the bay.
And that's the crazy thing about that is you got to think of the vantage point of most of the people on that plane did not have a good view of what was happening. They just knew that it felt like something was out of control, and when is it going to stop and how.
LaGuardia is
it's right off right over the water. The tip of that plane.
Yeah, the tip is definitely over the water. They are lucky they didn't end up in the bay. I'm trying to remember how long ago. I would bet 20 years ago at this point, one ended up in the bay. LaGuardia Airport.
This is a great ad for Delta, the way their logo is really clear on there.
They can't be happy about that.
Add a little extra worry, even though logically it doesn't make any sense. The next time it's going to happen to whatever airline, But
I would imagine there's a pressure to keep these flights going. You know, because the weather was absolutely bad on I think it was Friday when this incident went down, and you know, they decided, fuck it, we're going to go for it.
Well, how about they make the fucking runways longer at LaGuardia? You know, we were talking with, I was talking with Kenny, and say the fuel prices went down. They haven't lowered prices. You know, they said it was, it's because the gas went higher. We're not seeing any better prices. And,
yeah, they never give it back to the consumer.
Yeah, how about they all just fucking put in some money in the pot and make the airport better?
They've been talking about this forever. I mean, LaGuardia Airport is known as being a really fucking, you know, scary airport to you know, come into.
Yeah, and then in this
when you land at LaGuardia, you're looking out the window and your feet over the bay, and you're like, where the fuck is the runway?
San Francisco's like that too, though.
You don't have that.
And we were over the water right before landing at JFK the other day too.
It's not as. Have you ever flown into LaGuardia?
Yeah.
Because they have and they have to bank the plane
but
drastically.
they say that JFK has to do the steepest of any airport, I think, is JFK.
Decline or incline?
Both. I think in both cases they have to get up, down, and out like in the steepest way because of, I guess, no-fly zones in the city and stuff.
The best airport is Vegas. You're landing forever. It's just like so.
It's
like
pretty good.
Slowly,
and a nice view of the strip as you do it.
They start descending I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of miles before the airport. Just a slow, nice.
But it's definitely probably the closest airport to a downtown. San Diego's right downtown too. But.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy when you look out your window and you see pretty much the Vegas Strip right next to you.
But it's bumpy though because those fucking mountains you go over. I'm not going to LA. LAX is a good airport to land at, but fucking
the hot air makes it bumpier. Like
Vegas?
On a hot day, like if it's 105 in Vegas, it's a really bumpy flight.
Right.
I never look forward to that. But when these people got kicked off of this plane, you could see none of them have their carry-ons.
No.
Right? What would you guys do? Like my computer bag, I would fucking grab it no matter what because they always say, in case of an emergency, don't take your bags with you when you have to get off the plane. It's like, yeah, but it's just a backpack and it's right at my feet already.
There's no way I wouldn't take my computer. They could yell at me later. There's no way I'm leaving my computer on the plane because this asshole doesn't know when to fucking hit stop on the brakes.
That makes me feel better. Because I've always sat there thinking that I would feel like an asshole taking it anyway, even though they tell you not to.
Yeah, I don't fuck them. I don't care about the slide either.
I'm surprised there's not one person with their carry-on. We're looking at the group pictures. They're getting off this Delta
This lady
plane.
looks like she has something, right, Sam?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fat lady.
But she also looks like she's headed towards the plane.
Yeah.
She's like, is there more food on the plane? Did they serve the meal yet?
Yeah, she's a big lady with a backpack, a huge backpack. She got her backpack off the plane.
Yeah, she did it somehow. But that's also because they can't scrutinize. You know, no one can stand there and tell you not to take your bag off the plane.
You know, I gotta. Tommy, is this your second call already?
Yes.
Holy fuck! I hope we have more listeners than Tommy in Brooklyn. Go ahead, buddy.
You know, you ever drive on the Grand Central next to LaGuardia, you'll notice that the lights get shorter and shorter till they're only about 20 feet off the ground. You ever get buzzed by a jet trying to land there? It's the scariest thing ever. You think it's going to land on.
It's horrifying because you don't see them coming. Just out of nowhere, all of a sudden there's a plane that just comes from your left, and you're like, what the fuck? Usually, you know, when you're on a highway, you kind of see them coming in, and, you know, Newark has that over the Jersey Turnpike. You see them from a distance, and then sometimes you're lucky enough where it's passing right over you, and it's kind of cool to see. But not with LaGuardia, man. You're surprised. They just come from your left out of nowhere. You're right, Tommy.
Scary airport. All right, guys, have a good day.
Scareport.
Scareport. Let's go to Jason in Detroit. Jason.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I'm a big fan. I just want to say MSNBC got prank phone call about the crash. Somebody got the fucker right there in the pussy on the air.
Yeah. I think we got it.
I heard about that call. I haven't actually heard the call.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Oh, yeah, it's taking over the world.
Which show was it? Oh, Andrea Mitchell. She's very serious newswoman.
She's dumb.
So that's funny that it happened to her.
She's just dumb. Andrea Mitchell got pranked. Go ahead. Let's hear this.
Thank you very much, Ben. And getting back to LaGuardia Airport, on the phone is Larry Dono, the tight end for the New York Giants. He was on the plane, joins me now by phone. Larry, first of all, how are you?
Let me tell you, it was just crazy. I'm fine now, but it was scary.
I can imagine how scary it was. Where were you sitting on the plane, and when did you first know you were all in trouble?
I was sitting in the fucker in the pussy.
Wow.
And what happened as you were coming in for the landing? Did the pilot get on?
She just didn't catch. They don't listen.
They don't listen.
Yeah, they're thinking about their next question, and they're getting
Right.
instructions from the booth and stuff.
This happens all the time. They just don't listen.
He panicked though. I was sitting fucking with him. Pussy.
Yeah, and that first one, it was crazy.
You can
silence, like he wasn't prepared to be
on the air,
interviewed. Really,
He couldn't believe they went for it, and they're like, "Holy shit! Now I got to do this."
And he had to get to fuck her in the pussy so fast.
You could tell he was debating in his head.
That's my favorite section of the plane.
Yeah, he was
the fucker in the
panicking.
pussy section.
All right,
Absolutely, always sells out first, faster than first class.
Let's we'll play it through. I got to hear what happened after the follow-up question. After Andrea Mitchell,
Also
did not,
known as the exit row.
Yeah, did not. Let's play this again.
Sitting on the plane, and when did you first know you were all in trouble?
I was sitting in the fucker in the pussy.
And what happened as you were coming in for the landing? Did the pilot get on? Tom Costello, if you can jump in here, I think we've just lost our connection to Larry Donnell.
No, I think we were being had, Andrea. I think that I don't think that was a legitimate witness based on what he just said on the air. He uttered some
okay, then
some profanities. I'm not sure that he was legit.
Apologies to all of our viewers. We're sorry about that. But Tom Costello, let's review the plane was coming in for the landing. And
maybe that was, since he's got nothing to do since they they suspended him. Maybe that was Brian Williams making the call.
Good old Brian Williams.
Yeah, I was on the plane.
Yeah.
Imagine how stupid she's going to feel, though, if there really was a fucker in the pussy section. Delta had just started as a reward for frequent flyers.
Yeah, they're really stepping up and giving you some reasons to fly Delta. The fucker in the pussy section, the excitement of having to get off in the snow at
their rewards program.
LaGuardia.
Nice. Who wouldn't fly that? My God. It came out in the paper today that Brian Williams wanted Letterman's job.
Well, he's
kind of delusional.
He kind of asked for it.
Leno's too. I think he had asked NBC.
They laughed at him, right?
Yeah. I would guess so, or he's got some credibility as a funny late night guy because of how much he did Fallon and stuff.
Yeah, he makes a good guest every once in a while, but I mean, he thought he could actually, do Letterman's gig or Leno's gig.
He's delusional.
He's absolutely delusional.
Yeah, when you go on there and it goes well every time, you
start to think you can do it every night.
Yeah, you start to think, that's something I could do. I could stand there and read those jokes that somebody else wrote off of the prompter or a cue card.
Exactly.
And speaking of flights and trouble, ooh, I was happy Conrad Hilton didn't get in trouble.
Jesus. We didn't get to this story last week.
Yeah, I was really happy about that. He's a good kid. I think that it was just a big misunderstanding, and I think that they tend to target him because he is, he's a good boy.
He's a twat boy.
He works hard.
Yeah.
Good kid.
This played out exactly how we thought it would.
Of course.
But I mean,
as it should have.
Yeah, there's no fucking surprise here.
No.
If your daddy has a lot of money, he could get you out of some shit. He's a twat. He reached a plea deal in flight attendant assault case.
He's Conrad Hilton Jr.?
Yeah, the kid.
Yeah.
Connie Jr.?
Yeah.
Connie June's got in some trouble on a plane.
Just another spoiled rich kid. He basically said, I'm going to fucking kill you.
To a flight
attendant. Multiple times he said, I'm going to fucking kill you. Now, Doug Benson, if you were on a flight and you said to the flight attendant multiple times, I'm going to fucking kill you, you think you would be reaching a plea deal?
No, I don't think I would, no.
Well, let me ask you this. Besides saying that many times,
I don't think I have lawyers that could get me out of that.
You're on this same flight and you decide to try to punch the flight attendant, but you missed.
Oh, well,
you think you would be reaching a plea deal?
He also signed court papers saying that he repeatedly entered the bathroom to smoke marijuana and tobacco.
Right.
So basically, this is not the airline's fault because they probably wanted him to get in big trouble.
Yes.
But he wasn't even arrested when he got off the plane.
No, because he was able to say, I'm Conrad Hilton. He knows that he could get, his daddy will get him out of some shit.
But why would the Port Authority cops give a shit about that?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense that he wasn't arrested.
Yeah, how do the cops don't seem to care about that stuff. How do they not cuff him?
I mean, you do anything bad on a plane, it's all about, if not getting cuffed on the plane, getting cuffed the second you walk off the plane.
No, he just walked off.
That's
and they
crazy.
filed some kind of report, and then they finally kind of charged him
So
with something.
calls were made while the flight was still in the air.
Yeah.
And that took care of it.
So he threatened and intimidated flight attendants. He scared parents and disengaged a bathroom smoke alarm. That should be a pretty
It's
heavy
one of the
offense.
first things they tell you is don't mess with that smoke alarm.
Don't do that unless your family owns hotels.
Right.
So Conrad or that Marriott kid in the next row, feel free.
Right. He also said, I could get you all fired in 5 minutes. I know your boss.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They should take all the smoke detectors out of Hilton hotel rooms now.
That's right. My father will pay this out. He's done it before. Dad paid $300,000 last time. Hilton allegedly. I like that though. He's informing them. He's trying to make sure that they don't get in trouble. So he's informing them like, Dad will pay this out,
Right.
just so they know it's going to be okay. He's a good kid.
So don't get involved because, I think he could have your job as well. But he actually said that. My father will pay this out.
And he was right. He's an honest boy. He said, he shouted several times, I'm going to fucking kill you. But again, how are you supposed to speak when you're a Hilton and they're treating you like, and according to him, one of the other peasants on the flight? You have to make your statement.
Well, the exact quote was, I will fucking own anyone on this flight. They are fucking peasants.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
This lovely human being got a plea deal.
Yep. He's absolutely right to. Conrad Hilton did exactly what he should do. He talked to the fucking flight attendants and everyone like they're peasants because people treat him like he's royalty.
Right.
So he should have. I think, what did he do wrong? He behaved the way everyone tells him it's cool to behave.
Good point.
Yeah.
Actually.
So Conrad Hilton did exactly what he should do, which is go in there and smoke. Go smoke pot.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yep. Say fuck you to the flight attendant. Call everyone peasants and be belligerent. Because people said to him, we as a group said to him, it's fine for you to do that.
Right.
So good for him.
He also bragged that he was already banned by other airlines.
Yeah.
Brags about it.
Well, why can't his dad pay to get him unbanned?
That's a good point.
That's a very good point.
Well, it's
Doug
not an easy
Benson.
life. I mean, there has to be some punishments.
He was charged with a felony.
He's got to take a few hits.
Free on a $100,000 bond. Could have carried a prison sentence up to 20 years upon a conviction. So what was the plea deal? What does it end up being?
Does he have to do community service or something?
He would admit guilt to a misdemeanor assault against flight attendants in exchange for a federal felony charge being dropped.
How do you admit to any assault against a flight attendant in flight? Any assault and get no jail time?
Amazing. The misdemeanor charge carries up to a 6-month prison sentence and a fine of at least $5,000. Ooh, at least $5,000.
$5,000.
Wow, that's a lot of money for Conrad Hilton.
Yeah, they can just get that out of the couch cushions.
But federal prosecutors have agreed that they would recommend that defendant be sentenced to a term of probation. Ugh, so he'll fucking just do it again.
Yeah, well, but he should do it again.
You get what you deserve. He'll do it again.
He should. And is the airline making a statement about how they don't appreciate... they probably won't. They'll just say let the legal process take its course. But I don't understand how anyone can look at this and not know what it is. But don't be mad at Conrad Hilton. It's not his fault.
He's just stepping up because his sister's taking a little time off from being an asshole.
Yeah.
She's taking a long time.
Yeah, you don't hear about her much anymore.
Because no one gives a fuck about her. We had her in here. She's a dud.
Yeah, she's not good at anything.
She used to be extremely hot. I'll give her that.
I like her feet.
But she was a dud in here.
I like when she had a hit single on the radio and a video, but never performed the song live in any circumstance. Like
Did she really?
didn't even show up at one of those concerts where there's a lot of acts and just come out and do the one song, or do the song on a talk show. No, she never performed it live anywhere.
I wonder why.
Because it was
she didn't
bought and paid for, like she is.
Yeah.
All like she didn't write it, she didn't sing it.
It's a thing. If you have a lot of fucking money,
auto-tune,
you could get these LA producers to get you a hit song.
How much would it cost? I want a hit song.
I'm trying to. I mean, there's a
well,
whole.
it helped that she was already a famous name, though.
But Kim Kardashian had one of these songs. Who else? Lindsay Lohan, probably. No, fuck. Help me out with this list. Probably Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan's done one.
Paris Hilton. Songs, yeah.
Paris Hilton, Leighton Meester's done one.
A bunch of the housewives.
The Teen Mom. Farrah did one.
Farrah did one.
You'd have to sing something though. Like you'd have to have some kind of bass if you wanted to, like because you'd have to come up with a concept for a song and some lyrics, and then they could take that and turn it into something.
Easy.
I don't even think they come up with a concept.
Maybe someone else did.
Yeah.
I would bet money Paris Hilton pretty much had nothing to do with it, except
Other
for the
than
fact
saying yes.
that she had to go in a studio and try to sing and well enough so then they could pump it up with all the studio shit.
What was the song? It was something with stars.
Stars Are Blind.
Yeah, you want to hear it?
It wasn't a terrible song.
It's a dope song.
You liked it?
I liked it.
Yeah, but it had nothing to do with her talent.
Maybe not.
It just shows you that these guys in a studio really could fucking do some miracles.
She's singing it, but I do think that they added a little bit of work to it.
It kind of reminds me of that Tide is High Blondie song.
Yes. Yeah, which brings back so many fond memories. Paris Hilton.
She's wonderful. Stand there acting like you're doing it.
They don't even do it anymore. Those
DJs.
it's all set. Who can admit it to us?
Yeah, but usually they at least do it themselves, and then they just go kind of
right.
They just go push play.
Right, yeah.
They push play and make believe they're doing it all on the spot.
Right.
Yeah,
But she didn't even
prep it all. She didn't even do that.
I would highly doubt that she puts together her own set.
Is there any video of her DJing? There's got to be some video of her being a DJ. Because I hear she's very expensive.
Doug, we hated her. She was in here once.
She was captivating.
She was so unlikable.
Well, you could just imagine if she doesn't know who you guys are.
That's okay. But we've got along with a whole bunch of people that they didn't know who we were coming into that door, and they were big stars, A-listers. She is just so hateable.
Just
and we
so dumb. She doesn't even know how to be likable.
We were trying to be nice to her too. We were kind of on our best behavior.
When she goes on Letterman and stuff, she gives monosyllabic answers to questions, and then just sits there like, I'm not here to entertain anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There she is. She's looking at the pizzazz on that girl.
Yeah, look at her go. She moves her arms around. She looks kind of lonely up there.
She looks ridiculous.
She's just standing up there dancing like she's playing music with like sparkly headphones.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How much does she get for that, you think?
It's probably $500-$600.
Damn. That's nice.
Nice piece of change.
I could pay some bills with that
some
shit.
moolah.
She's making 5 figures.
Whatever she made, that club closed a few weeks later.
5 figures?
Yeah. That shut him down.
I would bet it's more than 5 figures.
It's probably high 5 figures.
I would say it's a minimum of 100 G's.
There are no shots to show that there's lots of people enjoying what she's doing. It looks like she's just in an empty club.
There's feedback
She's
on the
got
microphone.
feedback.
She's pointing at people.
It wasn't supposed to go live, you see.
That's the only job she has, to make sure there's no feedback when she turns her microphone
Her
on.
nice big feet on my face. I really would
You
like
like
that.
her feet, right, Jimmy?
Yeah. I like her feet.
She had giant feet, Doug Benson.
How do you know? Do you make her
just photos of them? Yeah.
I don't know. We just did not hit it off with her. And then she's looking at her publicist to save her. She was just a twat.
I love it.
Fuck that.
Do you run it in the best ofs?
No, I don't even think it's worth it. It was just such a dud of an
No, but like
appearance.
run the interview again, maybe with you guys talking through it.
It's not a bad idea.
Analyzing it.
Let me go to Chris in Ohio. He's an airline pilot. Chris?
Yeah, so.
What the fuck? So, I mean, all that shit that guy did, Conrad Hilton. If it was anyone else, they would be in jail, right?
Oh, I'd assume so. I mean, I know if we got a phone call from a flight attendant saying that they were being threatened, we'd put the airplane down almost immediately.
Yeah. And then he's fucking with the smoke detector in the bathroom so he could smoke cigarettes and pot. That's a big no-no, as we all know.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
Yeah, you can't get away. You can't do that and not get arrested. I mean,
impossible.
You can if you're Conrad Hilton Jr.
And he's taking swings, but he's missing.
Yeah, I'm really surprised it took him that long to detain him in his seat.
But they didn't even arrest him I don't think they arrested him when the plane landed.
Yeah, I mean that would just be something that maybe they knew it was him, and they probably knew they had to handle him with kid gloves.
But why do they? Why do they if he's behaving like such a little piggy on a plane?
Wasn't it a British Airways flight? Aren't they usually pretty polite in general? That maybe they don't have the same anxiety that the U.S. airlines have over security that we do, perhaps.
It's just because he's his name. Anyone else would have been arrested and handcuffed.
So it was an international flight?
Yeah, I think it was from London to the United States.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's a lot. They're used to people getting really drunk on that flight, probably, and
But it's just how do you do that and not get arrested when you're on an international flight? All this nonsense about security and we all got to check our shoes.
If it was going the other way, he would have gotten arrested when he got there. But since it landed in the States, phone calls were made, threats were made, and then that was
right.
We had an incident where we had a passenger who was getting off the airplane and was upset about his having to check his bag underneath the airplane, and he grabbed the flight attendant by the arm on the way out, and he was escorted by police out of the airport right afterwards. So, I mean, that was only a 10-second interaction.
Yeah, they don't fuck around. But you know what? He's going to do it again. He, like Jimmy said, you know, in the end, he was absolutely right. My dad will get me out of this.
But he's been banned from some airlines, so there are some
right.
You know,
but legally, meaning the airlines will ban him, but legally he's not even arrested.
Maybe he gets on a no-fly list at some point.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they? If you behave that way in the air, you're a problem. You're a danger to the flight. So why are you allowed to fly? I don't get it.
Right.
Let's shut him down.
All right, brother. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. I don't know. Why didn't he fly private if he's such a rich boy? Bragging about who he is and having all that money and stuff.
Because probably no one wants to even take him anywhere privately.
I would think
he sounds like he's just awful.
I would think the Hiltons would have some private planes.
I mean, how old is he?
He's like just a kid. He's like 22 maybe, somewhere around there, I would guess.
So like there's like a 10-year gap between him and his sister, or 15 years?
Something like that, I believe so. He's the youngest,
What's
right?
up with those Hiltons?
I don't know.
He's taking advantage of those hotel rooms. Just keep cranking out kids.
Yeah.
We got a Suge Knight video that's been released. Should we take a break first?
Sure.
What is it, a video of him running over the people?
Yes.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, I want to see that.
Does it look good for Suge?
I have not gotten to see it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll take a quick break. We got to take leaks and stuff. We got Doug Benson in studio today and tomorrow, I hear.
I'll come back tomorrow.
Beautiful. What are we? And you're not promoting
Coming
anything?
around 9 tomorrow.
That's fine.
No, I'm not. I'm just promoting. Just enjoying being on the program with you guys.
All right, cool. And Jimmy's got a couple things.
Yes, I have the Denver Comedy Works. My first time in Denver in 5 years. April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Just go to comedyworks.com. And then St. Petersburg with Bob Kelly and Artie Lang. We're doing the Mahaffey Theater. It's part of like my call to show. I think that's March 20th. And then Borgata Hotel and Casino July 11th and 10th. And Oz Fiesta May 27th through 31st in Cancun, where I get to spend a week with Ozzy and Sharon.
That's coming up soon.
Yeah.
Nice.
A nice vacation.
Are you annoyed that you have to go do that and spend all that time with them?
No, I'm not annoyed. I'm looking forward to it greatly.
Sounds horrible. Sounds like
I know.
A miserable time.
I get to do like a Q&A, get to go to the dinner and watch the show.
So
You're going to conduct a Q&A?
I
or
believe
are
so,
people
yeah.
is Ozzy going to ask you questions?
That would be the way to do it. Ozzy and Sharon just question me about why I won't leave them alone.
It's about comedy.
I'm annoyed because in the end I got an empty invite. Sharon's like, "Oh, we'd love to have you."
They said no one got back to her.
Yeah, you got to follow up on that shit.
I have to follow up.
Yeah.
All right, so
It's on
maybe
you.
it's still a possibility.
Yeah, because you could throw back the words. You know, she said that she would love to have me.
I felt like we got along the last time. Well, always when they come in,
Sure.
but we really had a really good time. And I'm like, hey man, just want to let you know,
What are you
I would
trying
love to
to
go down
get?
there as well.
Just tickets to the thing, or
Fucking this resort is like top notch.
so you
Riviera
can stay
Maya.
in the resort.
5 days.
And the excuse would be, I got to go broadcast, but we'll broadcast, maybe a couple hours.
Well, then you
Sirius
gotta
XM
get-
should send you.
You got to get
That's
Danny
what I'm
Don
thinking.
on the case.
Yeah, Don Wicklund Sirius should send you down there as an emissary,
a diplomat.
a diplomat.
People
I
love
like
that.
it.
They don't want to miss a beat of what happens with Jimmy in this. This
Yeah,
event.
I think we got to go, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll do some broadcasts from Mexico.
Sorry.
Here's a very nice resort.
Someone just sent me an article that Paris Hilton claims to be one of the top DJs in the world.
She is.
She's out bragging about it.
There was something in August where she was in an island in the Mediterranean for 4 days. She got paid $3 million, 2 hours a night.
And good for her. Wow. She's a twat.
She's a good DJ, though.
Not enough money in the world to make the twat part go away.
Yeah, $3 million will do it.
Jim was afraid of Mexico until Ozzy asked him to go there.
I wouldn't go near Mexico for years.
I went down there for a wedding last year. Jimmy's like, "What the fuck are you doing? No one goes to Mexico. You don't go to Mexico."
Scared me.
But man,
Yeah,
so as Ozzy called, he forgot all about that.
I think most things you do leaving the country should be like with something like, and I'll be there with Ozzy Osbourne. You know what I mean? Like anytime you're because he's going to have all that extra. They're going to be taking care of him and keeping him safe. So if you're nearby, you're good to go. It's like going places. I like to go places with Joe Rogan. Because it always seems like I'd go to Brazil with Joe Rogan, but I wouldn't go to Brazil like on my own.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because they know the right security.
Yeah, and also they're there to do. He's there to do a thing, so they're just going from place to place where they need to be, and not wandering off into a dangerous area.
Brazil would scare me.
Brazil is scary as fuck.
Were you scared down there, Jimmy?
Yes, but we were there 2003 and part of, I guess, 2004.
What were you there for?
Prostitutes. Oh. I went with...
No, but I mean, you went with a buddy or something?
I went with Patrice, Keith, Bobby Kelly, Jason
And it wasn't
Steinberg.
a gig? You guys all just went together?
Yeah, we just went.
Holy shit.
For a week.
That's crazy.
We went 3 times.
They went 3 times.
For a week or 10 days, actually.
For that reason.
One time, Patrice stayed longer. Because he was such a fucking complete creep down there. We would go into these whorehouses, and Patrice brought a bag of glass dildos with him. And we would go down into the basement. We would change into our robes and stuff, and he would bring this bag of dildos up to see the girl in the room. I just found photos of. I just found another photo of me kneeling there with Patrice's kneeling by the bed. And there's a giant wet spot, and there's I think we're all laughing. And
you got to post that.
Yeah, if I can find it. I don't know if I have it on my
Patrice
phone.
came in with the briefcase filled with dildos, and we all kind of had an intervention with him that day. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? I remember talking to him afterwards, like, oh yeah, maybe I gotta calm down a little bit. But he brought the dildos down to Brazil, a whole briefcase.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's another thing.
All different
I
sizes,
guess security doesn't
and
care about.
colors, and one was see-through, and the other one was pink with extra attachments to it.
This was right after
He had it
9/11,
all
yeah.
figured out. Yeah,
I guess they knew he was no threat.
I guess.
Giant guy with a fucking bag of glass dildos. Not going to take over anything.
We're trying to get to break, but this guy might have something. Tom, really fast. Go ahead.
It's Paul. How you doing?
Hey, Paul.
Hey, a couple things. You guys want to check out a video where Letterman just destroys Paris Hilton? It's on YouTube.
I've seen that one. Yes.
Yeah, it's right after she got out of jail. And this is going back to the topic earlier, but if you want to see low-flying planes, bring up on YouTube again, St. Martin Airport.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about that over the years. Those things are no more than, I would say, 15 feet over their heads.
Exactly, yeah.
And they hold on to the fence, and then what would it be called? The blowback from the plane, whatever the fuck you call it officially.
When they take off, yeah.
And when they take off, and they hold on to the fence, and they're horizontal to the ground.
Hey, Jimmy, can I ask you a quick question about Ozzy?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel the same way about Springsteen and you do as Ozzy. I've been a 30-year fan of Bruce.
Okay.
Now, I met Bruce once on the street, talked to him for about 5 minutes. But that fan superstar line was still there. How do you feel like, how did you break that line,
I've interviewed him I mean, I still feel it when I see him. It's like I'm not beyond, like, not that I don't care when I see him. But I think because most of the times I met him was for interviews. So when you're interviewing somebody, it's a little different than meeting them backstage for 30 seconds because you're having a real conversation. And I've spent an hour with him just interviewing him one-on-one. So you get a little more comfortable then, but
Yeah, and if he seems to like you, that really that fuels you to.
Yeah, it makes you more comfortable.
It just makes the whole thing friendlier, and then next thing you know, you're actual friends.
It really is a great question.
Yeah, because Jon Stewart wrote about that also with Bruce, how they, Stewart worked with him for years, and he came on the show, and they became friends.
Right.
But like I said, I met Bruce for about 5 minutes on the street, literally in Red Bank, New Jersey, and we had a good conversation. But I always felt that fan superstar line was there.
Well, what, you want to be friends with him? You feel like
No, I don't want to be friends with him, but I'm thinking, like, here's a guy who's meant so much to me through his music that I don't think I could ever be in that position where I'd be on the level of friends. And I'm just wondering how it's done.
No, I have an answer. Talk to him about anything but his music.
Yeah, and also see him. You got to be in a position to be around him a bunch of times. It's hard to make any kind of connection, just even in a short conversation that you had with him. You know.
But celebrities appreciate when you talk about anything else because they've heard every fucking question.
Not being asked
when it comes to
questions
their
is good
careers.
too, I guess.
Yeah. I think Sharon liked me too, and that kind of helped because she would always want me to do these interviews. I think because she knew I wasn't going to try to make a dick out of him, or I wasn't going to try to get him to say something. You know, like some people try to nail you in an interview, and I'm such a dopey fanboy. She kind of knew that, you know, whatever. But I mean, as time goes on, you just get comfortable with
It's a great story, though, because he's your number one growing up, and then you fast forward a few decades, and you guys actually, you hang out.
Yeah, I've spent time with him in L.A.
You guys hang out socially. You're not just doing gigs together. There's actually been times where you guys, without, doing whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you guys hang out.
It's a beautiful love story.
Yeah. Richard Pryor was probably my favorite of all time. Him and Ozzy, I'd say. Pryor I only met like once, very briefly.
Ozzy's right below it, though. I mean,
Or the same,
That's pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I had to get past that with Barry Williams, to be honest with you. Grew up with the Brady Bunch. All of a sudden we become, what, Sam? I'm just relating to the fucking story here.
I just don't know if it's the same.
No, it's not.
It's not really the same thing.
And he would come in and I'd be like, holy fuck, that's Greg Brady.
Holy
my
fuck.
childhood is in the studio, and then somewhere along the line we became friends. And then, the day he served me leftovers, I was thinking, okay, he's just a man like me.
He's
not this big, holy shit, fucking celebrity anymore.
You know the relationship that Lady Di has with Adrian?
Yeah.
Where Adrian will pretend like she's his friend because he wants to embarrass her?
Yeah.
That's kind of like you and Barry Williams.
Oh, no, we got a lot more going on besides that.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. We've had very normal interactions.
Has he responded to you since you read all of his texts on the air?
Yeah, no, we might have a problem with that. We're at a standstill.
That might be
there.
it. That might be
That's
done.
that then.
You know what, Sam? Thank you for asking me about that.
Because you might have forgotten.
Hold on, where is he? He's way down
Just
on my...
check in with him.
Wow,
Send him a text that's just 3 question marks.
I've been talking
See
to a
what
lot of
happens.
people because he's way down on my text list right now. I'm just going to write, are you mad at me?
Oh, this will be interesting.
And send.
But he's in California? Where does he live?
He lives in
Branson.
Branson, Missouri.
Okay, so he's about an hour earlier.
By the way, because I asked him on Tuesday, March 3rd, so almost a week ago.
Are you mad at me? You haven't talked to this asshole in a week. Are you mad at me?
That's like a text you get from a girl.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I'll clarify, because that's exactly what I wrote him on Tuesday, March 3rd. I wrote, can you clarify? Because he's in a situation with a baby mama, Doug Benson. Yeah. He's in a situation.
Did he fuck her in the pussy?
Well, I took care of the situation for him, though.
He did.
Yeah, he told me exactly how he felt about the whole thing. I read it on the air, and then I wrote, can you clarify? Because I felt like he was leaving out some info, and he hasn't written me back in a week. So now today I write, are you mad at me?
One of the things that he wrote to him about the baby mama thing was that he wanted the news story to go away and for people to not talk about it.
Yeah.
So, I read between the lines, Doug.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
Come on the show so that people won't talk about this anymore.
Right. Thank you, Doug Benson.
Yeah.
Where I sit, you got to read between the lines.
Let's put it to bed.
He wants that
Opie
story
show.
out there badly that he's actually a good guy in the end.
Yeah.
I know.
We know he
I know
is
how
a
to
good
take
guy
care of
in
my
the
friend
end.
Barry Williams. Don't you worry about it.
Obviously.
Yep. Yeah. More with Doug Benson. Stay there.
Gary Busey's a different kind of man. That's me. I'm surrounded by angels. Those angels are giving me information to say. They go home after shampooing somebody's puppy, but they didn't know it. And they were gold, white light, and they were moving like they were breathing. And out of that light came an androgynous voice that spoke to me in thought. It said, you're in a beautiful place. You are going in the right direction. You may come with us now. Or you can return to your body and learn how to kill lions with a short spear. But for the responsibility you have coming up in you, you must look for help in the spiritual realm. And I'm recording a CD with some of Buddy Holly's songs no one's heard before. It's wasted time, it's wasted effort to write something that doesn't have to be righted because it's already right. Nothing is difficult for this cowboy.
Hey, I'm high and I'm dry. I'm looking for some bozo to put me in the water.
Boom, 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 boom. That is the intergalactic communication value. Oh yeah, I was only about a foot long and a quarter of an inch wide. And that's the size of your soul. And your soul is housed in the column of your spine. It's like explaining an orgasm to a 10-year-old. So be careful when you come at me growling. I'll get you. And you will be floating on air. And the word float, F-L-O-A-T, stands for feeling light on air today. It's your choice. Oh, I'm right on the money with my truth. That's what you get when you buy that dinner. Figure it out. It'll come to you later.
Sirius 206, XM 103. This is Opie Radio. The show is back.
Fucking right up with me.
Boom, 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 boom. Doug Benson in studio.
Hey,
we got a lot of things going on. How do you feel about this changing of the clocks? I know it's kind of hacked to talk about it, but I don't.
I saw this thing on John Oliver, This Week Tonight or whatever it's called, where there's absolutely no reason for it.
Thank you.
There's not.
There's no. I always went along with everybody else with like, oh, it must help the farmers or something, but it does nothing. We just do it because it's been done for a long time, so they just keep doing it.
Right. It's just tradition. Because you would think the farmers would figure that shit out on their own. They don't need everyone to change their clock so they could get better farming in or whatever.
Yeah, there's no point to it. Arizona doesn't play ball. They just stay.
I think
stay still.
I think it's time just to do that.
I don't know, but how?
What would be the downside?
How can we make that happen?
But what would? Because we all want it.
Why doesn't everybody get to vote on it or something?
I don't know. In the fall, it drives me nuts.
Why does it just happen?
When you're barely hanging on to daylight, and they're like, "Well,
let's really kill it.
Let's really fuck
Let's
it
get
up."
it dark at 4:45 in the afternoon.
It's the dumbest thing, and we do it year after year, and there's no real benefit anymore for the majority of people.
I don't think there's a benefit for anybody.
It does.
I haven't heard of anybody saying I need this.
I like a nice dark morning though, because I'm a seedy person. So I like leaving for work in the dark. The darker it is, the happier I am.
We were almost there. Like, we have to get here early, and the drive in. You could see the sun is about to rise, and it just makes you feel better. And then now we're dumped back into darkness for another 60 days before we get that feeling again. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's weird.
I like a nice dark. I don't like being up in the sun shining.
You don't, huh?
No, man. I like it later. Like I like a later day.
Yeah, now that you mention it, vampires are cool with staying dark a little longer.
Absolutely.
They can go to bed later.
Yeah.
Sleep in a little bit.
Just leave the fucking clocks alone. Just leave them alone. Another dumb thing is the Apple Watch. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Sam Roberts. The watch is not going to take off. I'm going on record. It's going to be a big bust. They're available today, right?
People aren't going to buy them just because it's an Apple product?
I don't know.
I guess.
They'll be available next month.
I will not get one.
I'm not going to get one.
Well,
I've been watch free for so long. I pull my phone out and look at it when I want to know the time.
I used a Samsung, and they gave us watches, and it was fun for a couple of days. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. You can answer a phone call, on your wrist while you're driving. That's kind of convenient. And you could take like little spy pictures of people by talking to your wrist.
Yeah.
And it would click away on a picture, but it's awkward because you have to kind of move your wrist in such a way.
Pulling some sort of superhero move on him or something.
And then
Wonder Woman.
I think after a week, I'm like, this is just nonsense. Who gives a fuck? And I put it in a drawer.
You guys are gonna be so jealous when I'm looking all ballerific walking around in my
iWatch. Aren't they also kind of bulky? A little bit?
I would assume so.
Like kind of having like a little box on your wrist?
Sleek. Like everything Apple does.
Okay.
Sleek.
You just continue to buy the myth.
I'm just mad at Apple because they've already got a better version of this watch, and they're not going to put it out because they're going to wait.
Right.
They've already got improvements in mind.
Yeah, but that's
and they're just going to wait and then put that out, and then people have to trade in their old dumb watch for the new watch.
But why would they do it differently? That's been their business model. They've been extremely successful with it, so continue down that road.
Continued success.
Yeah.
Good luck.
They've got us all.
Well, estimates are they're going to sell a shitload of
I hope so, because I have Apple stock.
I think it's going to do very well.
I got 2 million Apple
Oh, it looks a little sleeker than I thought it was.
I told
from
you, bro.
A previous picture.
But then, what do you do with this thing? What could the Apple Watch do that you couldn't do with the Samsung Watch?
Because the phones are getting bigger, so it's interesting that they have something so small.
That's like saying, what can the iPhone do that the Samsung thing could do?
No, I'm asking.
The Samsung Watch is the same way they had a smartphone, and then they came out with the iPhone. It's like, okay, that's better. They had an MP3 player, and then they came out with the iPod. Okay, that's better. Now they had all these dumb watches, but now they got the iWatch. Okay, that's better.
It's a real question. What's on the iWatch that is different than what Samsung was trying to do? That's all I'm saying.
It's a piece of your life.
A piece of your life?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
It's not
What is the do you really not know the differences?
I mean, I don't know what's on the Samsung Watch.
You
I
just
wouldn't waste my
assume
time
it's
with
not
it.
as good, because it's Samsung.
That's right.
Okay.
You get it.
But what are the features?
Well, it depends on which version you get.
Oh, God.
You can get you can get the exercise one, you can get the moderate one, or you can get the super expensive one.
That's $5,000, right?
Yeah, it's gold.
What do you get for $5,000? Just that it's gold.
You get to have something on your wrist that says you're better than everyone
Holy
else.
fuck, are they going to make a shitload of money?
They say they might be $1 trillion company.
Bro, you could draw a dick pic on your iWatch. Just draw it with your finger or whatever, and send it to somebody else's iWatch, and all of a sudden there's a dick on their watch.
Oh my God! You could just send stuff.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
I know I'm going to sound like stupid in a couple months because everyone's going to be wearing these things, but I'm going to I'm going to hold strong.
I'm out.
I'm not into the watch thing. Oh, breaking news.
What's up?
Are you mad at me? Barry Williams just wrote back.
Here we go.
Sam, read it for everybody.
Let me see what it says.
Who's this?
Read it for everybody.
He wrote, and I mean, what other response could you have, right?
How happy are you at the response? It's a perfect response.
It is a perfect response because apparently, are you still mad at me? I thought was an insulting question to go with an insulting series of events that's happened
after everything we've been through, me and Barry, through this relationship of ours. Yes.
Apparently, it was a silly question because he responded, "Of course not."
Of course not. Why would he be?
I just read your text messages and made a mockery of your personal life and requests as a friend.
Could you give me a moment?
Yes.
Can we load that Suge video too? I do want to see that.
Yeah, I have it.
Thank God is what I send back, Sammy.
Thank God.
Look, there it is for everyone to see. Thank God.
Dude, you can.
Me and Barry Williams still tight.
You could get your heart rate, right? And then it beats, like you see your heartbeat in a visual form.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
And then you can send that to somebody.
What if you're having a heart attack?
Who the fuck would want it?
Instead of saying like 143, like that's the new 143.
But what if you're having a heart attack? Does that heart just explode in front of your eyes as you're wearing the watch?
Or just stops?
Yeah, I guess that would be a good indication.
Oh.
I jerk off before I do it, so the heart would be beating a little faster.
Thinking of you.
Yeah. But imagine, though, you see that special girl and your heart beats a little faster and you hold it up and she sees.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Guys are gonna start getting laid now.
Right.
There's also finally it's just going to be a sexual revolution thanks to this iWatch.
You can only read your fucking.
It looks way cooler than the Samsung watch, I must say.
See, and you can share your location so you can meet up with somebody.
Oh, big deal! You all got to do it with one finger. How do you type with one finger?
There's mad apps.
How do you type with one finger? Siri stinks.
You talk to it.
Hi, what time are you coming over? Oh no, it said something totally the opposite.
And wouldn't the meetup feature just mean you're just trying to get fucking blown?
You could do that if you want. You could definitely use
but
the
why
watch to
they
get
make
blown.
believe it's like, oh, let's, it's a meetup feature.
Plus some
That's
chick will be
people
like,
just trying to fucking hook up.
Oh shit, is that an Apple Watch? Yeah, I'll blow you.
Really?
Yes.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Damn.
Take phone calls on your wrist like Dick Tracy.
I like that feature on the Samsung watch for like I said, a day or two, and then I was like, whatever.
Remember when he would call Sam Ketchum?
No, I don't. Anything else? Because we got to get to the Suge Knight video.
You get like crazy easy email.
Right.
It just syncs right up with your phone. You
can tweet from your
Oh my
watch.
God, you can respond with one finger typing.
Yeah,
oh my God.
You put your phone in your pocket, you just leave it there. Because the rest
you don't have to take your phone out anymore.
Well, if you're gonna write a whole email, you just throw.
How do you respond to a text?
Grab your phone.
But didn't we decide years ago we didn't
you
want?
could probably talk text.
We didn't want extra stuff. So why are we now adding extra stuff to our pockets again?
This isn't extra stuff in your pocket.
It's extra
just
stuff
on your
it's
wrist, man.
Yeah, but you got the wrist, you got the watch, you got the phone,
The Apple hat.
The Apple hat.
I haven't heard about the Apple hat.
I like the Apple shoe phone. The Get Smart Apple shoe phone.
Your text messages come on the brim of the hat for everyone to see. You have to go to a mirror and read them. It's really stupid.
You got to learn how to read backwards.
And it's not.
And vampires hate them.
It's not groupthink because you can get a personalized wristband.
Oh,
so that's
like
then it's an individual
like that
experience.
Green one. That's nice. That reminds me of marijuana.
You're gonna piss off a lot of people when you walk around with your iWatch. You know that, right?
Do you know
you
that
think
now,
people will be angry at a person that has that on?
Now that you said that, I haven't really wanted an iWatch until you said how mad people are going to be seeing me. Like, look how cool this is, guys. I'm definitely getting one now.
I don't know what it would take for me to get a watch. I hate watches in general.
I know what it's going to take. You're going to see me, and you're going to be like, holy shit, Sam looks so fucking cool.
Overwhelmed with jealousy.
That's it.
Yes. All right, let's get to Suge Knight. Good for the Apple people. They're going to make even more money.
That's right.
Well, I wonder if the stock will go up a little bit.
That's all I care about. Good boy. I don't care what they do. As long as that stock goes up.
Here's the Suge Knight.
I have 11 million shares.
11 million?
What?
Damn.
11 million shares of Apple.
What'd you get in at?
Investment.
That's right.
What'd you get in at?
700.
Oh, no. You didn't.
Suge Knight, TMZ is the place to go for this video, but I'm sure we'll link it to our shit. Here he is running over people. I'm seeing this for the first time. How else do you describe it, though?
He said he was trying to get away from. He said he was trying to get away from these guys.
It was an accident, he said.
It was an accident. Yeah, they started punching him.
All right, he's got like orange.
Let's be the jury.
What color is that? Like that's like kind of like a
orange or red.
An orangey red, like a light red.
Yeah, like blood orange.
Like a red popsicle.
It's more like a blood orange.
If his lawyers are good, the jury won't even see this.
Why wouldn't they?
You know what I mean? That's the sort of thing that happens. They find some reason to throw it out as
like, we
as
can't
evidence.
show
like
that.
it was
My
shown
God.
on TV or whatever.
Right. Let's see. What kind of car is it? Like an Escalade?
Yeah. It's like an SUV. I don't think it's an Escalade.
Maybe
but
a Denali?
It's like a red popsicle SUV.
All right. Let's see Suge Knight run over some people. All right. Then arrow to his truck. Bone. Who's Bone?
One of the people he hits, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah. One of the people. Oh, they're starting a little fight.
They're starting to fight through the window there.
Through the
I
window.
guess.
So there's a situation
And then comes
going
along
down.
somebody else they're not identifying.
Why can't we see that?
God.
It's not the greatest angle of the
You
situation.
can only see from their waist down.
It's a security camera. I don't think it was meant for.
But it's a color security camera. That's fancy.
Oh, wait, he backed. You know what? He just backed up.
Right.
He hit the guy when he backed up.
Oh, and then he comes back at him. That's
and
nasty.
then he ran over him and hit the other guy.
The second one, I think, could have been intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was he just trying to get away?
Or you
He
just,
directly pointed the car towards the people.
Could he have gotten away without
well,
doing that
because then he
shit?
left through that way though, so that was his
All right, so-
direction he wanted to go in.
He drove really.
But the guy he backed over, how did he go over the guy?
And why does the shoe always fall off?
Oh, well, the first time he hits the guy maybe he just runs over his foot.
Yeah, he's still okay.
Yeah, and now
The
he's
first time.
Is he dead
He's
or
still
no?
okay.
One of them is dead. I don't know which one died.
I think it's that guy.
I think the one
I don't
that
know.
looks
The other
dead
guy
right
got
there.
hit pretty good, dude.
Yeah, the other one got rolled.
Oh, but he's just
over
out of
several
camera.
times.
He's out of frame.
Right.
At this point,
Like watch the other.
that guy's still alive. Suge Knight backs up and kind of runs over his leg, and his sneaker goes flying. He's on the ground. He probably has a snapped ankle or something, I would assume. He's laying there, and then the car is gone, and then it pops back in because now he's going forward and just destroys that guy, and then runs over another.
Just plows over him.
And then runs over another guy as well.
Yeah, it's just
This guy Terry.
Why doesn't Terry get out of the way?
Terry looks like he's thinking about it right when he gets hit.
Terry's the dead guy because they blurred him out. I just figured it out because the other guy they didn't blur out.
He's moving a little bit too.
He's moving a little bit. So Terry's the one that died. It looks like to me. I couldn't live that thug life. I'll tell you why. All hell's breaking loose, and you see the guy on the sidewalk just walking like nothing's happening.
And
It's
there's-
about that
and then they
life.
show that there's a guy tucking a gun in the back of his pants there. Like, what? So there was a gun in the situation, so maybe Suge is going to be able to say they were pointing a gun at me.
Oh,
so.
now they go slow motion. Good.
Oh, you want to see in slow motion?
Oh, yeah. So now Suge Knight's like, after this altercation through the driver's side window, he's like, all right, I got to back out of this.
This was a
situation.
stock argument, by the way. They were arguing over stock prices.
Really?
Yes, they were.
What stock?
I don't know. They wouldn't say. I didn't have a follow-up thought.
I'll tell you, Suge Knight is in deep doo-doo because he could have certainly left another way.
How, though, could he have left?
If he said it looked like he was already trying to go in this direction.
He could have backed up and just driven down the road.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. That's why he's fucked.
He could have just said that he was scared of getting shot, so he plowed up and got out of there.
But he's trying to say that, he was trying to get out of the situation, but he came back into the situation. He was out of it.
Wait, where's the road behind him? Is there a road behind him?
He's backing out into the road, it looks like to me.
Yeah, that's road.
Yeah, all
And then
right.
he drives back into a parking lot?
And then he drives back in and runs a guy over. He's fucked. How is a lawyer going to explain that in a courtroom?
Oh, boy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other way, where he backs over the guy and then takes off, he would skate.
But are you sure that's a road behind him and he's not backing?
I would bet a lot of money because that's the direction he came.
Because there's an arrow, like this is where you drive in to whatever this is. What business is this, Sam? Do you know?
No, but it's obviously like
dry cleaners or a bank or something.
Yeah, like a private thing because that's why the security cameras there.
Right.
Yeah, to keep that little area safe, I guess.
Is that a fence
or
right
in
there?
case there's a murder.
The red thing?
What is that?
Looks like a gate.
Oh, it is a gate. Does he run through
does
the
he
gate?
plow through that too?
That's what it looks like. I don't know.
So maybe that's why he
Property
went that
damage?
way, just get the hell, get away from these guys in a.
I know Erik. Erik's saying that Suge is claiming
It wasn't a matter of that. Did he run somebody over? He's claiming that.
No,
it was
I know, I
self-defense
understand that,
on
but it doesn't look like self-defense
Right.
when if he backed out and backed out of this what looks like some kind of driveway or another like road and took off the other way, then I would believe
Right.
him. He came back into the situation he was trying to get out of.
Because when he backs out on a curve.
Right.
So he could have just straightened out and gone forward and only run over one person one time. But it's this when
But
he
we
hits
don't
the
know
guy
how
the
many
second
guys
time,
are over here, or what's going
Yeah,
on
in the
over
corner.
there. Like they have their guns out. Who knows?
He also he fired his lawyers recently, so I'm wondering if the lawyers like you got to take a plea. I'm wondering if the lawyer said, "Look, you got to take 20 years."
Wow.
I don't know. I'm guessing. I have no idea.
Yeah, or like just say guilty to manslaughter or something.
Right.
Why else would you fire your lawyer?
Let's look at the slow motion. He's backing out.
I mean, it's obviously not a premeditated murder. He only had a few seconds to decide to do it.
That guy's sneaker goes flying. He's like, fuck, that really hurts. And now he comes back
Just goes
in
over him and gets both those guys.
and just plows over the other guy without even braking.
Ran
by the
over him
way.
a couple times too.
But whatever this thing is, he doesn't hit it.
Yep, you're right. That's right off the road because he pulls in quickly and then stops, and the guy's running up to the truck and is talking
some shit.
So yeah, that is absolutely right off a road.
And one of our regulars is calling in from L.A. He actually knows this road, so he could tell us
okay.
if Suge had... Is that it, Sam, pretty much?
That's it, yeah.
All right, let me go to Jason. I know Jason. Jason in L.A., what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
All right, man. What do you got on this?
Well, I work in the area, one that where he backed up, if he would have kept going straight, he would have been on a busy street and could have got away very easily.
Very easily. That's what it looks like.
But how he got fucked was in that area, every camera in LA that you see is basically a decoy camera. They're either empty or they're not working. So for him to get caught by that camera is actually fucking bad luck for him.
They're all decoy cameras.
Yeah, because he comes back.
Yeah, without the video, it'd be easier to justify.
Absolutely,
that he was defending himself.
Because it doesn't look like he's even braking as he has that other guy right in front of his truck.
What do you think he thought when he goes, "There's a video," and it worked?
And that restaurant where fast food restaurant you drove through.
Yeah,
it's probably like the shittiest food in LA. Where you would probably those are one of the buildings you expect to have those decoy cameras.
How shitty though? Is it worse than let's say some party shrimp?
That's rough.
That might have been.
What kind of food is it? I mean,
it's like bean burritos and hamburgers.
Oh, okay.
How do you fuck up burritos?
What's it called? What's the place called?
Cham's.
All right, you're saying the place has shitty food. I've never eaten there. I have no idea. Never heard of it, but I can't imagine you fuck up burritos.
It's one of those food places in LA where they have you probably see one every 3 blocks.
All right.
What street is this on?
Shit, it's in Compton. I believe it's on Long Beach Boulevard, I want to say.
Okay. Yes, that's a major street.
All right.
That he could have just cruised down after.
Have you been through Compton?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, sorry, I was asking Doug.
All right, thank you.
No,
Jason.
I don't. I guess I've probably been to Compton a few times through it because of the LA Forum. You have to, remember that movie Grand Canyon where Kevin Kline was leaving a Lakers game and he got lost in Compton?
Yes.
And he almost got jacked and killed?
I'm going to go to Compton, I think.
Yeah, you'll like it.
And do what?
Just get to know some folks.
Just kind of walk around?
Have some food.
I would imagine we'd be welcome in Compton, right?
Sure.
I would like someone to
During
take me
the
to
day.
Compton to a
Super
nice burger place.
Yeah. Well, I think Suge Knight is in deep trouble. That's the road, right, Sam? It looks like the same. It looks very similar. Yeah, it's a main road. He could have easily backed out of that joint, and he could have just taken off.
He had a lot of ways he could have gone, but he chose to go that way because in the moment he might have decided he needed to take these guys out.
But how do you get out of the situation driving back into this parking
He
lot?
probably went through the other side. Maybe there's an exit in the back.
But he fucking just ran him over without even braking.
But his argument may be, who knows, like maybe he could say that these guys had pistols, and if he came out this one way and went the road, maybe you could see there's a red light there.
Right.
Like
might have
he's
got
facing
stuck and
in.
got shot at, yeah.
He may have said these guys had fucking guns, and if I back out and go this way, 50 feet away, there was traffic stopped at a red light. I was dead. Maybe there is a plausible argument why he had to go through the parking lot and out the other side.
He's probably fucking pissed that he decided he wanted Tams that day.
Well, he was meeting the guy there.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to.
There might be an argument. I don't know. I'm no lawyer, despite popular opinion. People say, Jim, you ought to be a lawyer.
I was just
opposed to a
telling my
comedian.
friend that yesterday.
Yeah. That's so everyone knows you're lying.
Because facts don't add up.
Yes, the friend thing. No one buys it.
Looks like they got a nice pastrami at Tam.
I hate pastrami.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
not a
that
big fan.
shit.
I like the shape.
While we're on videos, what about the frat and the racist chant?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen this video yet. This is a biggie. I see it all over the news today. What, are they on a bus or something?
Yes.
So where are they going or coming from? Frat bros sing racist song about when black people, what was the rest of the headline?
Can join, parentheses, never.
Oh, can join never. It's on Gawker. Gawker gets the credit for this one today. And,
yeah, they're just on a bus singing a frat song.
No one's surprised by this, are they?
Well, I haven't heard it yet.
Okay.
There'll never be a nigger at sea. There'll never be a nigger at sea. You ain't from a tree, but don't never talk to me. There'll never be a nigger.
Guy's got a tuxedo on to make it extra classy.
Are they saying what I think they're saying?
Yes.
There'll never be a nigger at what?
SAE, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Sigma Alpha Epsilon.
You'll see him in a tree, though, they say, I think.
Oh, really?
Something about being in a tree.
But the thing, my annoying thing, who the fuck tapes this and then snitches and uploads it? Aren't you a member of that group, or are you just with them?
Maybe, yeah, or maybe he's one of those guys that infiltrated.
Maybe
I'll hang out until they do that, and then I'll make a video.
Or maybe he signed up and didn't realize that.
Okay.
I bet you he shared the video with some people, and just one person on the list didn't enjoy it.
You're right. Can we hear it?
Administrators at the University of Oklahoma, could you go up there? Thank you, Sammy. Are investigating a video allegedly depicting a group of Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity brothers singing an extremely racist song about when they might invite black people to pledge. The answer would be never.
God, who cares? Like
the video was posted
black
on
people
Twitter
can just
Sunday.
join Lambda anyway. It doesn't matter.
I want to hear that one.
The video was posted on Twitter Sunday evening by a campus group called Unheard, and University of Oklahoma President David Boren claimed to be investigating, writing, "If the video is indeed of OU students, this behavior will not be tolerated and is contrary to all our values."
Wait, what behavior, though? If they're just singing a dumb song on a bus, how is that violating behavior? They're just singing a fucking stupid song.
What do you think fraternities are doing?
Yeah.
All fraternities.
At least they're being honest about it.
I mean,
the fraternity
yeah, but they're
appeared to
representing the
confirm that
university.
its members were featured in the leaked video and promised on Twitter to punish those involved.
Can we see this one more time? I want to see the one guy who has no idea he's being filmed.
Yeah, the only idiot whose face is in this thing.
Oh my God,
He's pretty happy about it.
He's extremely happy that they finally. He stood up. Actually, he's thinking they're finally singing the one I like. This is my favorite one.
Yeah, he didn't have to be in this. Can you make this bigger, Sam? I want to get a look at all the people on this. Okay, there's some folks on the bus. Let's see.
Extremely white douchebags.
Yeah.
There'll never be a nigger I see. There'll never be a nigger I see. You hang from a tree, but it'll never talk with me. There'll never be a nigger.
You can hang it from a tree, but they'll never what with me? Sign with me?
Yeah,
I don't know. And why?
With me. Start with me.
It's only 9 seconds. What was this, like a Vine video originally or something?
No,
I don't know.
Someone probably got nervous about getting caught taping.
Yeah, it's got to be a longer version of this.
Someone shut that off because they were afraid that.
Yeah, because the guy gives him a look right before it stops.
And what
He's
was
like, got it.
And what was the chick doing?
Probably singing along.
They were probably going to a formal or something.
Oh, was she trying to put like lipstick on or something on the bus?
I don't know.
She's not even phased by the song.
Well, why would she be? It was not. It was better than Paris Hilton's song.
Yeah, I mean, if this gets out there, they are representing the university.
Yeah, no, I get it. I guess so, but.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many other groups that shouldn't be joining either. I think that's the point. Oh, no, am I missing the point?
No, Jim. What?
Well, I'm saying that they're only saying blacks, and they say, I don't want Jews, I don't want gays, I don't want anyone in there.
You might be missing the point.
Wait, no. You're saying that the song...
Yes, the song.
It should not just be blacks, but should be other groups.
No.
Am I missing the point?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, whatever. I'm not a member.
What do they do? Shut down the fraternity, I guess?
Yeah, they have to... I would think the university.
This guy, we have a guy.
Maybe they'll just be on double secret probation.
I guess so, yeah.
We have a guy that wants to give the local view.
Here's the guy.
Oh, all right.
Let's hear the local view on this
Please.
one. Glenn in Oklahoma with the local view. Hey,
Glenn.
What's going on?
Hey, Glenny.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, nothing. I was just going to tell you here in the local news. It was a date bus, is what it was. It was a kind of a party. They were going somewhere, and that's why they were all dressed up. So there were guys and girls from that fraternity on there, and I guess, like you said, some idiot videoed it, and then it popped out nationally, and they closed the chapter down immediately. And a bunch of people's already spray painted the fraternity house and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty crazy.
So Bluto is out front screaming, "They took the fucking bar!"
So yeah, President Boren, the OU, he got on there and he said we're not going to stand for it and we're going to get to the bottom of this, and you can't let 1% of 99% of the students represent OU and all that kind of stuff.
That's true. Well, I gotta take myself out of this discussion because my old fraternity was in the news the last few days.
For reals?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It was with the headline read, "A haven of homosexuality."
He goes, nice. They dragged an underage girl out of my old frat house. She had alcohol.
Oh, great.
Your chapter and everything?
She had alcohol poisoning. Oh, yeah, they showed the house.
Oh, no.
I was, the fraternity house made all the papers and the news up there in Western New York.
What's underage?
Yeah, but just the football players do that here.
Hold on. Good question.
Well, then they
What is underage?
then they have the laundry list of all the things that have happened in recent years with my old fraternity, including a guy just walking into a neighbor's house and attacking some young woman.
Remember that time Otter brought a 15-year-old to the party and
the neighbors have had it with my old fraternity house.
turned out to be the daughter of some important guy in town.
Go find the article. It's fascinating, all the stuff that happened. This kid was walking back up the hill from Geneseo to the frat house, and he thought the house he was breaking into was the frat house. And then he saw, a young 20-year-old woman and decided he needed to, I guess, attack her. He claimed he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And then last year at my fraternity house, and I did not know this until a couple days ago, one of the brothers actually was found dead on a couch.
Jesus.
And he had cocaine in his system and some other shit.
Zoded.
It's funny that they call themselves brothers, but they don't want black people.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that song is kind of catchy, though. I'll be honest, that song's in my head. It's a good one.
So
there's a lot of clapping in it.
Whoever videoed that was an idiot because the fraternities are supposed to be all kind of secret. What goes on? It's like Vegas, What goes on at the frat house stays in the frat house. But
yeah, I mean,
apparently not on the date bus.
Those guys singing a racist song, I just don't. It's just who gives a fuck.
You know
I
what?
guess if you
Well,
get
it
caught
helps to
doing
show
it.
that fraternities are dumb.
And you just can't get caught, because I would guarantee money there's a whole bunch of black fraternities that don't allow white members in and have some songs themselves.
Yeah,
You
but
just
their
can't get
songs
caught.
just you can't. You know, they don't have their version of the N word. You know, like they just sing about honkies.
Yeah, that
I wouldn't
just
like
doesn't
that
have the
either.
same. Oh, you wouldn't mind it?
You bunch of O-phase.
Yeah.
That song sounds like a
The term
lynching
honky
call.
doesn't bother me.
None of the terms bother you. That's the idea. Is that you know they're still unfair. It's not
Sure. Honky bothers me a lot.
We're not all equal.
Let's go to Guy in Oklahoma. Guy with the local angle here.
Hello, Guy.
Guys, I have a problem here.
Uh-oh. You were on the bus?
Everybody's talking about how racist and everything it was. What about those poor, underprivileged white boys that were only exercising their freedom of speech, and now they're going to be without a house?
That's a good point.
I think they're going to
What about the
land on
cake
their
parties?
feet.
Where are the cake parties going to be?
Another frat.
Yeah, just somebody else's house, I guess.
Yeah, won't these guys all just be absorbed into other frats, or what happens when you don't have a frat all of a sudden? You can still you just have to find some sort of housing near the campus.
Are you fratless?
Not cute.
Let me go to Mike in Minnesota, because he knows why the video got out there.
Oh, okay.
Mike, why'd the video get out there? Someone posted it?
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what happens. That's
Someone making him and post it.
Hold on. We're laughing at Jimmy. All right, start over, please, Mike.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
You know, they're all on their bus there going to their dates or whatever it was, and it's kind of part of their pledge week, I guess. And the guy was all in for it, and he was having a great time, and then they had everybody had to pick ping pong balls up with their ass cheeks. So the guy was like, you know what? That's where I draw the line. I'm posting this shit. I'm out of here.
Are you he was kind of laughing like are you telling a joke about the ping pong balls? Or
No, that's actually what happened. It just reminded me of something else. It was kind of funny.
Oh.
What did it remind you of?
Well,
Did you mind you of fucking her in the pussy?
I know what he's doing.
I don't.
I'm not biting. He might be relating to a story that I might have told years ago.
Okay,
Where he picked
that's
up
it.
with his asshole, but it was bowling balls.
Wow, really? There might have been something.
There's somebody else's balls that you picked up with your
We might
asshole.
have had to do something when I was pledging a frat. I think that's what he's referring to.
Okay,
But
then that's fun.
we did not
I just didn't get the joke, sir.
We didn't use ping pong balls, sir.
Oh, well, I might have got it mixed up a little bit, but that's just what I heard.
Marshmallows. It was marshmallows.
Oh.
They were nice to us.
So, yeah.
We could pick up a marshmallow a lot easier than a ping pong ball, sir. Can't use your hands.
Either one sounds like quite the challenge, I guess.
All right.
But,
thank you, Mike.
thanks, guys. Have a good day.
It's funny, too. Like, when you're performing comedy at a college, the crowds there, when they get together in a big group, they're so PC.
That's
so
right.
It's interesting that in a bus that this would break out, and that there was probably more than one kid on that bus that was like, what are we singing? What's happening?
Right.
You know, why are we doing this?
That one guy was belting it out, though.
Yeah, he was into it.
Hang a memory, and I'll never be. He was really
He was
fucking
going to get
rah-rah.
laid that night.
Yeah, he was psyched.
We had frat songs, but I swear to you, we never went racist. But you know, the frat songs could get a little, dare I say, edgy. Go ahead, Chris.
Yes, how you guys doing today?
Good.
All right. I was just curious, would they get in the same amount of trouble if they sang a rap song with the word nigger in it or a David Allan Coe song? Would they get in
Well, I know you're in trouble for what you just said.
He's right, though.
But it's weird. Yeah, it's a
Well, I mean,
strange thing that.
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, if the rap song was talking about how they wouldn't be including,
right?
No, but
any
is
of them.
right. No, but is that worse
The
than
rap songs
It's
are
not
usually
just the
very
word.
positive about being an N-word.
Yeah, no, but it's not though. They say things like, you know, and this nigga did that, and that nigga
Oh,
did
yeah,
this, and they're
that's
talking
true.
about shooting guys,
Right.
and they're talking about guys that did things that got them shot. So yeah, I do kind of think that's worse.
if they had a rap song about, if there's a bunch of white guys on a bus singing rap songs about wanting to shoot N-words, then yeah, they'd probably be in
These
just as much
racist
trouble.
white kids would have to listen and learn the rap songs with the N-word in it, and then they, you know.
And I bet you if you talk to some of the colored kids at this university,
What?
they wouldn't want to be part of that fraternity anyway, Sam Roberts.
The kids of color. Kids of color.
So then again, it just
Yeah, I think Opie's right though. They would not be.
They wouldn't want to be part of that fraternity anyway.
No.
Yeah, but why would they want to be
they'd
part
also
of that
probably want to
fraternity?
beat
It's
the
not what
shit
it's
out of them. Too.
Yeah, they wouldn't want a group
It's
on
insulting.
They wouldn't want the school to be supporting a group that is like on buses singing about how they wouldn't allow N-words to hang out with them.
But if you talk to the coloreds,
they
would be like, look, it doesn't bother us because they're a bunch of fucking nerds over there in that frat house anyway.
They'd probably also be upset that somebody was calling them coloreds. Some shock jerk was calling them coloreds.
That was for comedic purposes only.
Do they ever include you in the articles about your old frat? So this frat wants the home of shock jerk Opie.
I'm sure they'll connect me eventually. Yeah. Fucking idiots.
Still has marshmallow residue for his days.
Here it is from last week. SUNY Geneseo frat. This is my old frat. In trouble again. Activity suspended after alcohol incident. This article made the rounds. A lot of texting went on. We were all sharing this article. And then one of the articles that was sent to me was just a laundry list of all the things that have happened to this frat house over the years. Hopefully after I left. So she was 19. She's all right, but she was hospitalized with possible alcohol poisoning. So the cops were called, and the locals just want the frat house out of the neighborhood badly. Can you go down? Do they give the laundry list?
Yeah, ever since Seth Rogen and his wife moved in next door to that frat house, they've wanted it out of the neighborhood.
I saw it. They're making neighbors too, as well.
Oh man,
they're making neighbors too. And then they talk about this poor kid that was found dead on one of the couches in the frat house last year. Holy shit! Wow. Anyway. So you think the frat should be taken away?
Yeah, I mean,
you can't be.
It has been, right?
Yeah, you can't be
shut down.
You can't be caught doing that. We all know that shit happens in fraternities and sororities across the board, all of them.
But they all those
but you can't get caught.
All those kids have phones now, so all that it's always going to be coming out, and
right.
It's going to stop. It's going to stop. Phones are going to stop racism in this country.
The best part of the video, like Jimmy pointed out, is the one kid is like so happy they finally got to his song.
But he's probably thinking, I could have just sat there and I wouldn't be in the video.
He got up out of his seat like, oh, I'll take charge on this one.
He's like the one face that you can clearly make out.
Let's hear that again. Let's watch when he gets up. Like, he's so enjoying this song.
It's my jam.
Yeah, he's happy.
Never be a nigger, I say. There'll never be a nigger, I say. You ain't from a dream, I don't never talk with me. There'll never be a nigger.
Oh, he's so happy. He's pumping fists. You know why he's turning around? The only reason he's on camera is because he turns around and makes sure the back of the bus feels the same way. Because they're all having singing up front, but he has to get up and make sure the front and the back agrees that we'll hang him in a tree, but not let him in here.
So he turns to the camera.
You can hang them in a tree. They just can't come here.
Yeah.
Like, those are, I got a whole list of things that you can do with them.
He's not saying there's no place for them, just not here. He gives an option.
Mackerel. Wow.
You think he's going to have an easy time on campus?
Nah, it's funny. I think that one might follow him, although there's no name attached to it. But
no, I mean, dude, everybody on that campus knows exactly who he is.
His dumb fist was pumping.
Oh,
he's going to have to make the old transferino to another school.
He's going to have to go, hey, look, I'm not the only one in that video.
I was singing it ironically.
You can't see anyone else in the video.
I was making fun of everyone else. He stands up and blocks other people in the video.
He blocks at least 20 other frat brothers. His close to the camera.
His unbridled joy is jarring. I've never seen anyone happy. I haven't sung Sabbath songs that happily.
I'm sorry, it's my favorite song. I never paid attention to the lyrics.
I didn't know what it meant, and when I was fist pumping, saying you can hang it from a tree, that's just typically the part that gets me crazy.
He's basically going, yes, finally, crazy train. Yeah. Oh, can I see that again?
They have to jam in the letters of their own fraternity awkwardly. SAE, like throwing that in there. Like, this is too rehearsed.
But he's like, I've been waiting for this song all bus ride.
Watch him jump up. Amazing how quick this guy is on his feet to join in.
And he's probably thinking, why didn't I just face forward? Why did I have to get the back of the bus into the song?
He just has white guy haircut. That haircut could be anyone from the back.
That could be one of 50 people on that bus.
Yeah. He just makes him look older than he is.
He just wanted to acknowledge the excitement coming from the back of the bus.
He wasn't
even trying to get them motivated. He was like, yes, of course.
That was his listen to the words, man.
There's someone off camera fist pumping just as hard as this kid.
Safely.
It would be the word there, yes.
There'll never be a nigger, I say.
Standing up for this one.
There'll never be a nigger, I say. You ain't from a dream, I don't know. never talk to me, there will never be a nigger.
But you see, he said, you can hang it from a tree, but they'll never seven me. Like, he was really getting pumped.
But they'll never what with me? That's the one word I can't figure out. Sit with me?
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Get with me?
We'd have to ask this kid because he really feels those lyrics.
Because he was getting just so pumped up and just,
but they'll never
yeah.
I bet you that kid has sung that song hundreds of times.
kidding me? Yeah.
He would be so happy if that bus pulled up to a lynching and they just all jumped out and continued chanting.
Same weekend as Selma. What the hell are we doing?
Oh, they're the worst.
I thought Obama said we're making strides. Lots and lots of strides.
Just a lot of private buses out there.
Right.
There's a lot of bus parties.
Nobody on that bus liked Django Unchained. They liked the beginning a little bit, but the end they hated.
Yeah. They were like, they can't revise history like that.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
This movie's bullshit.
Sugar.
I did hate when that horse danced around at the end.
You didn't like that?
That was so weird. Horse, such a weird ending. Yeah, there's all the white guys are dead, and Django's free, and he's got his girl back, and they get on a horse, and then the horse does a little that dancing stuff that Mitt Romney's horses do. What do they call it?
Oh, that
triage.
I don't remember that part.
There's a word for it, but it does that.
Prance. It's like a
Yeah,
prance.
it prances
almost,
around
right?
a little bit. It's really odd.
It's
I
a
wonder
very
if that clips on the YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
Mitt Romney's horses do that?
Yeah, that was his thing. The kind of prancing horse competition.
That's when you know you're really rich. When you have horses that could do that.
That are just walking funny.
How much training does
Bouncing,
that take? How much money does it take to make your horse look silly?
Like in a cartoon, the music would be going. Doo, 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 doo,
yeah.
doo, doo, doo.
Kids will get expelled, they're now saying.
Wow.
Oh, that kid's going to go leave the school entirely?
Yeah, they can't prove any of the kids were singing, though.
Just the one. just the one.
We were just...
That's a tough call because there's fucking all
backing
those kids.
him up.
None of them will admit it. They'll all go, I wasn't singing, and you can't technically prove it.
Yeah, unless they get this kid and they go, you're fucked unless you give up your friends.
Yeah, he will in front of the whole school.
Yeah.
Fuck you, too. Yes.
I say put the whole bus in the same river from Sweet Hereafter.
The scent of... well, it's a different title.
It's not woman.
No, it's not.
The frat is known for this. Chapters continue to close down.
Oh.
Let's get the female point of view here. Michelle in Jersey, go ahead.
Ooh, what's up, babe?
Cool.
Hi, this is Michelle.
How you doing?
Actually, from Alabama.
All right.
I'm great. How are you?
Cool. What are you wearing?
What am I? I'm wearing a Free People thermal shirt and jeans that have holes in them.
All right. What kind of panties you got?
Where
on
are the
your
holes?
cooter? Yeah, exactly. One in the front, one in the back, and one by the ankle for drainage.
Mainly on the knees. I don't really know what you can do with that.
Nice.
I was calling because I'm from Alabama. Just moved up here a year ago, but my dad was an SAE. His chapter just got closed, and then at the University of Alabama where I went, their chapter just got closed. They're known for this.
Oh, okay. For being really racist.
Exactly.
And then for not knowing that they're so racist that they may get caught being racist and then get closed down.
Well, no, I think they know. They just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They should stop being racist.
Yeah.
And then they could still be frats.
Yeah.
Well, that one
Old
kid,
sugar.
just loves a good song.
He really is.
Wow.
He's a really happy guy.
Pops up instantly.
And I don't know how it is in other parts of the country. I'm sure there's still hazing. There's not supposed to be, but I know they still do the paddling and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, but this guy's singing. He's belting out a tune.
Like the war just ended.
Yeah. He's really happy to be singing.
As much as this is going everywhere and it's on the news and everything,
yeah,
I would venture to guess that his parents have seen it.
Everyone he knows has seen it.
I'm sure his parents have seen it, and I'm sure they're not.
His parents must be proud.
Wanted their son to be that way.
I'm surprised we don't have the name of the kid yet. And then his whole background and what his parents do. And
Because even in the thumbnail, like, he's just smiling.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't be happier.
This is the greatest evening of his life just turned into the worst.
I know he's going to a dance.
He was having a boring time up to this point.
He was like,
yes, yeah, I've been waiting.
Can we check that out again?
Do you want to?
Yes.
One more. Hold on, sweetheart.
Thanks.
One more
Thanks,
zip.
Michelle.
Let's make it big, though, because I want to see. He's facing away for the 9-second video through almost all of it, and then he just can't help turning around. around.
Yeah, if this video had cut off at 7.5 seconds, he'd be fine.
Yep.
But it didn't cut
Then
off.
again, if he didn't turn off, it wouldn't have. If he didn't turn around, it wouldn't have cut off.
Well, yeah, but he wanted to get the back of the bus psyched for his racist N-word song.
Absolutely.
He was happy that there was energy throughout the whole bus. He didn't really need to pump anybody up.
Well, he also wanted to know.
That was his excitement level.
He wanted people to know that you can hang him from a tree, and he didn't know if the back of the bus people knew that hanging from a tree is an option. I'm just letting you know.
But when he uses the pronoun me, he is not. He's referring to him.
They'll never say me. Yeah, he's really good.
This song
He really
applies
lays
to
into
him.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Personal anthem.
This song speaks to him.
Yeah, it does speak to him.
It really does.
He wants the lyrics on a T-shirt.
Ooh.
He's already got it on his license plate frame.
I might be able to do it with asterisks. That's as far as I'll be able to go with that one, Sammy. Let's see this kid one more time.
There'll never be a nigger I see. There'll never be a nigger I see.
He's fist pumping.
You ain't from a tree, but don't never talk to me. There'll never be a nigger.
It's so bad.
He's like looking around like, how great is this song, guy?
He's pumping. He's facing away. Couldn't be happier.
His top teeth are sticking out of his mouth.
Yeah,
Never start with me.
I don't know what that one word is.
Stump,
either.
start.
Sit with
stop,
me.
Sit with me. Yeah, that might be it. You hang from a tree, you'll never sit with me.
We got a frat, a brother from this particular frat, or maybe you're part of another chapter, maybe. Jay?
Yeah, part of another chapter from about 25 years ago.
Okay, and you're mad at Michelle that just called in?
Just in general, Michelle, she's talking about her father. She doesn't know shit about the fraternity itself. She just knows about what her father tells her, some stories. But being a fraternity brother there, and mind you, that's a different life. I can't even imagine that I would still be a fraternity brother nowadays, okay? Because your life changes so much, just like Opie talked about in the past. But, each chapter is an individual, breathing life, so to speak, that, whether they bring in racist people or not. I could say for my chapter, there was no racism. There's just like individuals. There's racist individuals, there's not racist individuals. And, it's very sad that this is, obviously bled through this entire group of young men,
Do you remember, sorry, man, but do you remember any of the chants that you used to say with your fraternity? Because I know they're big on chants. So were yours more positive?
They're all just dickheads.
They're dickhead chants.
A lot of chants are just dickhead chants, but they're not directed in a They're not usually directed in a racist manner. They're towards another group of people.
Are they usually making fun of rival fraternities?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that type of stuff. Yeah.
Or rival schools, obviously.
Or like girls in general, that type of shit. I when I was at my frat, we didn't have racist songs.
You didn't have a fucker in the pussy chant?
But we had dickhead songs, just stupid dickhead songs.
Yeah.
I understand what this guy's saying.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's just stupid, but it shouldn't be racist.
We didn't.
I'm not defending these particular guys at all. What they did is horrible. But I just want to, set the record straight that there's horrible people all around the world. And, I hate to sound such like a goody two-shoes stating it that way. But, I don't want to see one group of people smearing a whole country groups of men, So
I'm not surprised that a video like this came out from a frat.
No.
No, either am I. I mean,
not surprised in the least, by the way.
What about all the paddling, all the other stupid hazing shit that goes on? We see that more often throughout than this racist stuff. And everybody's just looking to pick up on this racist stuff between Ferguson, Staten Island, now what happened in Wisconsin. So it's all a bunch of news pushing bullshit.
All right, hold on. Michelle's back, I think. Is this the same Michelle?
Yeah, this is the same Michelle.
So what? You went from Jersey to Alabama in 5 minutes?
No, I'm from Alabama.
All right, they fucked up.
Now.
All right, you got Jay on the line. Go ahead.
Jay, I was talking about my dad, but I also went to the University of Alabama, and I can tell you the shit goes on everywhere. But there have been more SAE chapters shut down than any other fraternity because of, like you said, hazing, which I did mention, and racism.
The one problem you have right there is you take it from the University of Alabama.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Well, you know what? Racism from Alabama does not make me a racist.
Racism continues to be an issue that is pervasive through the South.
Oh, man.
When people still drive down from the North and say, the South will rise again, you have bigger problems than just the local racism.
That's
I mean,
true.
you have a lot of endemic societal problems in a lot of the South. So I'm not going to entertain a conversation like this.
Okay, well, I do have one thing to say, and this is probably going to piss a lot of people off,
ahead.
and I don't really give a shit.
Ooh.
I moved up here in Alabama. The segregation is so much less than it is up here. The town I live in is almost completely all white. You go 5 miles down the road, it's completely black. It's as segregated up here as anything. I mean, not anything I've ever seen. It's worse up here than it is in the South. You guys hold on to it more than we do.
Yep.
All right, Jay, I'm going to let you go because Jack wants in, too, from Alabama.
I appreciate you giving me the forum to say.
All right, no worries.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Let's go to Jack. You're on with Michelle.
What years were you at the Capstone, Michelle?
Well, graduated in '93 with my master's degree.
So you just said that the essays are kicked off at Alabama now?
About 3 years ago, my cousin was at Alabama when it happened.
Holy shit. That's completely wrong. Completely wrong. You're talking a bunch of shit. You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I do know what I'm talking about. It happened at Birmingham Southern, which is a private college in Alabama. It happened at Alabama.
Happened at Alabama in '88.
Okay, so whatever.
And it wasn't,
Either way.
It wasn't racism. You don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about.
But you can't end your argument with whatever.
Shut your
I've
face.
lived in both fucking places. I think I have a little bit more of a grasp on this than most people do.
Most people, you're so wrong. You're off. So wrong. '88, they got kicked off for drugs. Got back on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it wasn't just for drugs.
It was. I was there.
I doubt it.
I was there.
I doubt it.
I don't doubt it at all. I don't. What?
Wow.
Ask me anything about it. Ask me anything about it. What do you want to know?
I don't really give a shit. You're probably an SA and you're trying to defend your fraternity.
Yeah, you're damn right I am. You're damn right I am.
Well, I'm an alpha gam. I would defend my sorority. I would expect nothing less, but you know what? Are you proud of the fact that your chapter got closed down for drugs?
You're making false claims. You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think he's proud that his fraternity was shut down for drugs. It's an unfortunate incident. You got a couple bad apples in your fraternity house bringing the drugs in.
Exactly.
But they're not racist. They're just drug addicts.
I think every fraternity's had.
Averages on campus.
I think every fraternity has had drug issues in their history.
Have you?
Alabama is like 26% Greek.
Have you?
I know it is. I went there. Thank you.
I want to ask the dude a question.
What you're talking about? I went there too. You don't know what you're talking about.
All right, Doug Benson has a question for Jack.
Hey Jack, have you heard this video, right, that we've been watching? Yeah. Had you ever heard that song before, having been in that fraternity?
Never.
Jack,
our songs were douchey. Like,
do you have an example?
I can't remember any of them, but they were all like.
I thought they remember that shit for life.
Yeah, you just know they were douchey.
I still know the Greek alphabet. You don't forget that shit.
I forgot it.
He remembers.
No.
Let's see. The Greek alphabet. Smegma.
There were songs that we had to sing that were like national songs. They weren't. They weren't anything local.
Oh, okay.
But we had to memorize like the True Gentleman and Paragraph History, things like that. But nothing like that.
We are SAE, so suck our dicks, that kind of thing?
No, not like that.
Oh, come on, Jack. You know that Doug isn't far off.
Come on.
I'm an old frat guy. Doug's not far off. You know that.
You ever hear the new one from SAE? It's a real hit.
I'm an SAE, so shoot me up.
Ooh. All right, Michelle.
I heard they brought in Taylor Swift to help with the lyrics on that new one.
I've never called a radio show before, but she's just so wrong.
All right. Thank you, Jack.
I I actually have never called in before, but I've been listening to you guys since you were on XM.
Oh, it's a day of firsts.
I think we're still on XM. You scared me.
When it was just.
Whatever the hell it's called.
Are we on CBE radio at this point? I didn't get the memo. We're still on XM, and then I think you got to pay a little extra for the Sirius.
No. I probably.
Or are we on Sirius and then you got to pay extra for XM? I always forget this shit.
No, we're on XM, and if you have Sirius, you have to pay extra.
Pay extra to get us, right. All right. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, guys.
Au revoir. But that kid he's a star today.
Well, I don't think he feels that way.
He's a star.
Yeah.
He is very happy.
I hope he goes on the talk show circuit and tries to defend himself.
Yeah. Especially if he defends himself right and say, look, I just was listing options.
There's things that they can do, just not with me.
Transgender woman used Planet Fitness locker room to hang up purse and coat.
No.
And it troubled the customer.
Do you have the address of this place for Jimmy?
Absolutely. Where is this?
Which one?
Planet Fitness. Mm-hmm. An in-shape tranny. There's nothing wrong with that.
Carlotta.
Well, her name was first.
Says she is the transgender woman that apparently spooked another woman in a Planet Fitness locker room in Michigan. The fitness chain, known for enforcing its judgment-free zone, revoked a customer's membership after she complained about a transgender woman.
Wait, they revoked her membership because she was unhappy with this?
I think so. Carlotta is all right. I think it's the woman for being bothered by this.
So you're not allowed to... Now, did she object because she thought it was this is where people got to shut the fuck up. She might not understand being transgender, and to her, it's just a male. She doesn't understand what it is. You can't punish her for being uncomfortable or questioning.
Unless she said something like,
well, let's find out.
I insist that something happen.
Okay.
Something has to be done.
Let's find out. Carlotta stopped by Planet Fitness twice as a guest to work out with a friend. The day Yvette says she walked in on her changing. She used the locker room to hang up her coat and purse after asking the facility staff which locker room to use. It was enough time to catch Yvette's attention. But what's her name again? Carlotta, right? Carlotta. Carlotta says she doesn't remember seeing Yvette upset. The band member had said she didn't know Carlotta was transgender and she was not dressed like a woman at all. Carlotta, who identifies as a woman, was told to use the locker room that corresponds with how she was dressed, the news reported. She came forward fearing Midland community would believe there was a concern for safety. So,
see, the weird thing is, this woman gets banned from the thing, but meanwhile, the transgender woman herself goes, which locker room do I use?
Right.
So how much could she be completely, I'm a female, if she's not even sure which locker room she should be going in? How the fuck can you get mad at this other member for having an issue with it, unless she was just totally horrible about it?
Yeah. I find it hard to believe that she just questioned it and then they took away her membership.
But they talked to Carlotta, and she didn't say anything out of the ordinary, you know. Except the lady looked a little bothered that she was in the locker room.
What'd the other girl say?
Yeah, but you don't. That's what I'm saying. You don't cancel somebody's gym membership because they look a little bothered.
Well, Planet Fitness is going to have to explain because that's what everyone's thinking. Like, what?
It's the judgment-free zone.
Well, but why'd they judge this woman for being uncomfortable then?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that she got her gym membership revoked for being uncomfortable.
It's going to take
a bunch. She was a bitch.
Yeah, I think that's a high likelihood.
But she's hot.
She was singing that song, and they'll never change with me.
Right. But Yvette's hot.
I mean, Yvette, yeah.
She's pretty hot.
But
Carlotta?
Do we have the news story?
I'd like to see a head-to-toe shot of her. Not just a head shot.
Do we have a news piece?
To see the body she's working on at the gym.
She looks all right there. Yeah, we're trying to find
the news piece probably has a picture of her walking around.
Yeah, maybe in some yoga pants or something, right?
Yeah.
Some B-roll, her walking from machine to machine, maybe.
Yeah.
Bending over, getting the weights just right.
Maybe a little reenactment of her reaction to the seeing a penis in the locker room.
Moving that pin. No video of the story?
Yeah.
It's going to take a while for people to get up to speed with transgender people.
You can't be so impatient if somebody objects or they're bothered by it.
We can't expect everyone to be completely okay with this.
She should just use the men's locker room. Like, what man's going to care that a lady with a dick is in the men's locker room?
All right, here's the news story. We're going to have it in 4, 3, 2, 1, and
This
go.
is WNAM TV5 News.
Breaking
news.
The controversy continues tonight after a woman says a local gym allowed a man into the women's locker room. Meantime, the gym says that individual actually identifies as a female. Good evening. I'm Sam Merrill.
And I'm Carrie Sharp. It's a story of gender identity that's now going viral after we first reported it last night at 11.
Tonight, people throughout mid-Michigan are reacting to this. Gino Vici is in our continuous news center with the new developments. Gino.
Well, first, let me say, out of respect to the transgender community, I would like to correct any references made to this person being a male rather than a transgender woman. Now, that being...
What's up with his hair?
But what's up with
there's so much. The local news just sucks. They had to tell everyone they had the story first at 11 last night.
Who cares?
Their names. Who gives a fuck?
Such a hot story.
And then they got a guy who's reporting on it. He has like sprayed on hair, it looks like, to fill in some balding.
Well, I have to apologize to anyone with eyes who has to look at me. Yeah.
It's a coverage you can count on.
Let's go back to Gino.
References made to this person being a male rather than a transgender woman. Now, that being said, much of the reaction to this story has little to do with people's feelings towards the transgender community, but more to do with Planet Fitness's failure to communicate its policy as well as not having the proper facilities to accommodate everyone involved. Now, let me also say, this is no easy subject to tackle. When getting reaction to this story, most of those we encountered didn't understand the concept of self-identification. And in our story, even last night, the woman we spoke with said a man walked into the woman's locker room. And of course, Yvette Cormier was describing that person's physical appearance. And without verification or having prior knowledge of how one identifies, many women we spoke with today.
Can this guy just fucking speak English?
He's like jumping through so many hoops to present this thing.
I don't blame her for freaking out because do they know 100% that this is a trans? Do they? Well,
it's a trans do they?
Do they?
Yeah.
Percent that this is a trans? Do they?
Well, I know that I would feel kind of awkward. You know, I don't know. That might just be me.
Now, back here live. Now, we did speak with a very well-known member of the transgender community here in mid-Michigan who says this type of reaction is expected and there may be a much simpler solution to this very complicated subject. We'll hear from her ahead at 6.
A whole hour they teased that ahead.
What does she have to say?
Wow, there could be a solution to this.
And it's not even anybody associated with the story.
Right.
Just somebody who knows stuff about trans.
We have a tranny friend who we bring in once in a while, and we're the news, so instead of just telling you while the story's happening, we'll talk to her later.
Right.
Oh, fucking idiots.
So now we got to sit through the weather, the sports, the lighter side of the news.
Got to see this trans person.
And a lot of ads.
And a lot of ads.
To get to this grand solution. I love that one person was saying they should have the proper facility. Like they need a third locker room now for trans people at gyms.
Look, I mean...
I'm telling you, whatever your junk is decides. If you got a dick, go in the men's. If you got a vagina, go in the ladies. And if the rest of you looks different, you're just going to have to prove it to everybody in the room.
But this transgender wasn't even naked.
Yeah, she's hanging her coat and hat.
But, I mean...
she looks like a lady. She's got boobs and everything.
She looked a little...
Yeah.
Kind of like Herman Munster, to be honest with you.
She was not a visual delight.
No, she wasn't a visual delight, and not everyone's going to understand. Not everyone's going to understand it. That's going to take a long time still.
Yeah.
I don't think, they should be beat up or anything crazy like that, but you got to understand that.
You're such a softie.
Well, I mean, but people are not comfortable with this yet. What is that lady Yvette?
What does she want? What does she want?
She just wants her fucking membership back.
Why? How does this become? How did this get to the news?
She's missing her cycle class.
Yeah, they haven't said what. You don't just be like, oh, that's weird. Weird. Yeah. Give me your membership.
Yeah.
Obviously she made some kind of scene or something.
She made a big scene or something.
So who knows?
Yvette obviously did something that would cause a revocation of a gym
revocation.
membership.
Don't say that word.
Marquez is following the story for us. Good morning.
Good morning there. This is like a rifle shot through the University of Oklahoma. This has caused so many issues for the university already this morning. The SAE chapter has been disbanded. Interestingly, the president of the SAE chapter at the end of his statement said he hoped that they might be able to reconstitute the chapter at some point. I think everybody involved at this point thinks it's a little early for that. David Boren, the president of OU, has called for an investigation. It is not clear what the scope of that investigation will be. He does have a press conference on the steps of Evans Hall at the university at noon Eastern time, so we hope to hear more from him then. He spoke very briefly to the press this morning, talking about the incident, and we're also hearing from students. Students are up in arms over how stupid and disgusting this episode is. Here's what one had to say.
At the beginning of the semester, we wrote an 11-page letter to President Boren, to administration, and we sent it to every single dean of every single college, voicing grievances and our concerns with things that we see going on around our campus. And that includes the student experience, which directly touches sorority life and fraternity life and situations exactly like this.
She just said nothing.
Now, it was at 4:38 or so, 4:30 on Sunday, that this video was sent anonymously to the OU Daily. It then posted around 6 p.m., and then other organizations picked it up and started posting it around, and it has just exploded. The idea of them singing such nastiness to if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I don't know if you can make that out in that song that they're singing. It is it's shocking, and I think SAE is also the fraternity that got in trouble, and they stopped them from pledging nationwide because of drinking issues and young men dying from over drinking.
It is possible the president of the university could announce disciplinary action against these students. We just don't know.
Well, I think that's probably the least of it. I think groups out there, certainly the African American fraternities at OU, this group Unheard that we heard from here just a moment ago, they want something wider. They want something more to be done and to look at the entire system, I think. And that's where this may be headed.
All right, Miguel Marquez, many thanks. Unbreakable and...
I love the fact, by the way, the fraternities, whether they're black or white or sororities, are all exclusionary. All of them are exclusionary. Maybe it's not always done on a racial basis, although black fraternities usually don't have white people, and a lot of white ones don't have blacks. But they're all in, you have to do something to get in here. So the exclusionary is kind of the nature of a fraternity.
Of course.
This is just an ugly, undisguised way to display that. But what they were doing on that bus, as much as the language was shitty, is they're telling the truth about what a
how they live their
is.
lives through song.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It is basically, that's what all fraternities are, even if they're not racially biased.
Right.
They're biased because you're too slow or you're too ugly.
They consider themselves special and elite.
We had a sorority that only took hot girls and no fatties. So then there was another sorority on campus that had all the fat girls. It's just how it worked out. So Jimmy's absolutely right.
Sigma Mu.
They are all that, though. And they may not sing the songs. They may use different language. Like other fraternities may not say we don't want blacks, but they don't have them. Or why, if you're not physically, if you don't have dexterity or whatever it is to complete the pledges,
it's more mixed these days, though, at big schools,
I'm sure,
right?
Yeah.
These traditional party fraternities and sororities, I bet you, give it a couple of years, they'll all be shut down. They'll all be fucking shut down by these colleges. I think we just live in a different time. They just don't want to fucking, accept that type of behavior anymore on college campuses.
Yeah, well, especially the students themselves. I mean, there's obviously massive protests going on at that school already.
I think there's a place for those type of fraternities and sororities. You're just a young kid just being a fucking goofball. Not the racist thing, obviously, but in general. But I bet you across the board they want all this shit, shut down.
Are there no blacks in SAE across the country?
Well, you heard the song. Jesus, Jimmy.
No, I helped draft the song.
But that might be just that one chapter has that
There's
song.
just one sad black guy on the bus.
We couldn't get that guy on the phone to admit it.
Hey, when you guys sing
He's
this
the guy
song.
with the video camera.
Yeah, he's the one that taped it.
Man, you guys said it would be different.
You guys are
I told you not to let him in.
Right.
We don't mean you, Tyrone. We don't mean you.
Yeah, it's not about you. You're allowed to sign with us.
You're 51% white. We know it.
We know.
I don't know.
You're ours.
But it's just to act shocked that a fraternity or a sorority they're just being
oh my God, they're acting stupid.
Right.
They're young and saying bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's people that they
What a
don't let
shock.
join. Oh no. Every one of you has that.
They're just letting off steam because they study so hard.
Is that what it is?
They
I
work
think
so hard.
They work so hard. Midterms might have just ended, and they're like, just letting off some steam there, Sam.
You gotta just put on your tuxedo and relax.
College is tough.
It's tough, and sometimes you got to just let out some steam. Can we go back to the transgender story? We're multitasking here.
Sure.
So how do they end this fucking thing?
Why'd the girl get kicked out? What did she do?
They didn't say.
Well, we got a little left in the news story.
Yeah, but they're just teasing now.
Let's see. Let's see if it's just teasing.
They're
Sam.
all tease.
Yeah.
Minium TV5, back to you.
All right, Gino, this story is catching fire on social media. For example,
That's
David,
not news.
thinks Planet
Dave on
Fitness
Facebook
disregards
is not
women's
news. What
Catching
Dave said on
fire.
Facebook
David H. has something to say.
That's not news.
Well, David H. writes, Planet Fitness disregards women's safety. This is
going to be a huge issue.
This is going to be a huge lawsuit.
So that's probably why they threw her out of the gym, is she was probably threatening to take some sort of action.
But Planet Fitness now has to come forward and give more info, because it does look a little strange that they would just, kick Yvette out.
Yeah,
for this.
absolutely.
She must have acted out a little bit, this Yvette, I'm thinking. Continue there.
It could lead to a huge lawsuit as well. But Jen says it's nice to see a business finally be supportive of all members of the community.
And their
She says
members.
not everyone who looks like a man self-identifies as one. We want to know what you think. Sound off on Facebook or
Self-identifying. Hold on a second. Self-identifying bothers me a little bit, because if I walk around telling everybody I'm a bird, doesn't mean I'm a fucking bird. There has to be some kind of a medical classification where it's more just than who do you identify. I don't think gender be. I don't know. You know what I mean? Can it be that, like, where you just say I'm this and I'm this? If it's legitimately a medical thing, then medicine has to be able to define who you are. I don't think that that's unreasonable.
If it gets me into the women's locker room, then I identify as a woman.
Let's try it out at our gym today, Jimmy. We identify.
Yeah.
We're
Go change in the ladies' room and say you identified yourself as a woman today. You took a look at your little dick and said, I'm a woman today.
There's no fucking way they would allow that.
What?
You have to come in with some titties.
I know you live your life a certain way. I understand that, but
a year ago I could have done just that, Sam Roberts.
True. You shouldn't have gotten rid of those bad boys. We liked them.
They were heavy, suckable puppies.
God. Funny, but ugh. I think that does it for us today.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Doug's going to come back tomorrow.
I'll come back tomorrow.
Well, we only get you
Today went by so fast.
4 months or so come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who do we got tomorrow? Sam, do we know
Someone
yet?
else coming in besides me?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know right now,
Think about
actually.
the big stars. We got any big stars coming through tomorrow?
Timothy Hutton coming through. They got his name in the lobby like he's been around.
We said yes to him.
Maybe he's not here in the morning.
Yeah, his timing might be off for our show.
Timmy Hutton.
Do you just stand and look at that sign in the lobby of all the guests you're not getting in here?
Yeah, we get a little sad. We've been doing all right with guests, though.
Fudge is going on.
What's her name from B-52s is around, supposedly?
Which one?
Kate Pearson.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. She's got a new record, I guess.
No one cares.
She was right? Friday. Yeah, she was around Friday.
No one cares about her doing a solo record, do they?
It seats about 20.
I saw the B-52s warm up for the police at Madison Square Garden, and Fred just seemed sad on stage.
Aw.
He just seemed like a
Poor
sad
Fred.
man. What's his last name, Fred?
Schneider?
Schneider, it is, right?
Yeah.
He didn't seem too thrilled to be at Madison Square Garden opening for the police. I think that's a pretty good gig.
The police is a thing
B-52s.
again?
No, that was a few years ago now.
Oh, okay.
I think we're going to get a couple. I think we're getting Andy Summers soon, right?
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. So
he's a talent.
Doug, any plugs?
All my stuff's at douglovesmovies.com, and I'm doing another episode of that podcast at the Gramercy Theater on April 27th. And tickets are on sale now, and links are at the site.
Great.
And yeah.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
I would love to come back tomorrow.
All right. James?
Denver Comedy Works, April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then the Borgata, July 10th and 11th.
Listen to the replay today. It got very uncomfortable at Erok's house for his birthday party. Erok, where are you at now? 3 hours later.
Here.
You all right?
I'm all right.
He's not.
You
don't think so, Sam?
Nope.
What's bothering you still?
Nothing. I'm done with it.
You done with it?
Moving on.
All right. It got a little ugly. Listen to the replay. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
What?
Today's show will be available later today on SiriusXM On Demand.
Stick around. The after show is up next.